Welcome to Sports and Stogies. Now, introducing your hosts, Cameron Winkowitz and Austin Hayes.
Casa night, or poker in the Casa, is becoming quickly my favorite night of the entire week.
Really?
Big success. I think we had 8 players this Friday. Played from like 8 o'clock till like 1:30. And then
Cash games, tournament style.
So it's a cash game, but there's also more incentives where, like, we'll say we start at 8 o'clock. We'll say 11 o'clock we'll stop and do chip count. And your top 3 highest chip counts will get points towards raffle drawings at the end of each quarter. And then you'll keep playing cash after that and, you know, be it as it may. But, yeah, I think I left up 50 that night.
That's a pretty sick way to do it.
Yeah, it's that was all Patty's idea, too. Very well done. And then played again Saturday. It's football, grilling out. And then Sunday, Mama Kel cooked. Early birthday dinner. Had chicken riggies, bro.
Oh, nice.
And blondies.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then went to Sean's for the Bengals game. Had a smoke there.
I haven't had a blondie in so long.
I've never even heard of them, honestly, outside of Mom making them.
Huh.
But, yeah, it's my favorite thing. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm working next weekend for my actual birthday. You want to cook Sunday? I'm not going to say no.
She wanted to cook tomorrow and bring some in for the boys on the weekend.
Well, she mentioned that. I'm like, I feel bad making you come out to work. You know, it's my birthday and all, but come on, I'm 25 years old now. I don't need that kind of special treatment, you know?
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I wouldn't say no, but
We do.
I look at you kind of getting your benefit off me.
We could go for some meatloaf this weekend.
We're about due for a new pre-show meal, really.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Whether it's, one of the two.
Speaking of big-time meals, though, you said you did something over this weekend that you said you never do.
Two things. 1, start decorating for Christmas November 1st.
You know, I used to be anti, like, let's wait till Thanksgiving. But now I'm so pro-Christmas now. It's like, as soon as Halloween's over, let's go.
I'm not, like, anti-Christmas at all. I just never thought that I would be the one decorating that early.
Well, it's your first holiday season here in your new place with the wife.
And she's driving it big time. So we went and got the Christmas tree today. The bathroom's all done up. We got a floor mat that says "Son of a Nutcracker" from Elf.
Now, do you go real tree?
No.
Okay.
No. I might do that when I have kids.
That's a little much, I feel like.
But because I know one of the fond memories of growing up, my grandpa would always take me and my cousins and brother to go cut down a tree.
We literally never had a real tree.
Yeah, so my grandpa always had real trees. We never did.
That's a nice win-win.
So, but yeah, that's fun. We have a thing that says right on we have like a over the toilet cabinet thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like a bookshelf looking thing. And it says, these toilets are ginormous, like how they talk in Elf too.
Elf.
So that's cool. Elf-themed bathroom, basically.
It can't go wrong.
Have a little mirror thing that's "Baby, it's cold outside." I think that's kind of funny.
You know, I was playing Christmas songs on the way home from Casa the other night.
That's a bit much.
And that one came on, and I'm like, you know, I've never really been a fan of this song. It's kind of weird.
It is.
It's a little creepy. And also just, like, not really a good song in general.
No. I'm a big Bublé Christmas album guy.
You know, it's the first thing I put on, dude.
Yeah. If it's not the Boob, I'm not a big fan.
How did Bublé become the Christmas guy?
I don't know.
Just out of nowhere.
I'm glad he did.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that style. Because, like, whenever I think Christmas songs, I think, like, jazz like that. Like, croonery, like Sinatra kind of stuff. That's what everybody, you know, grows up with. But, yeah, I think it's definitely time for that.
So that was Sunday during football. She was decorating and I was watching football. So that was pretty cool.
That's a happy
Saturday
home right
night, however.
Got a little wild.
I did something I never in a million years thought I would do. Now, I'll be honest. I'm by no means an Applebee's hater, but I'm not a connoisseur.
You don't indulge too much.
It's not preferred.
But in a bind, you know, there's worse things out there.
It wasn't a bind. It was an offer.
That you took up.
I did. So my buddy calls me. He's like, hey, I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing tonight? Shaylee wants to hang out, have a couple drinks, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're like, well, we got to go get my fiance's ring resized. And then we were thinking about hitting up Applebee's for $10 buckets of Jose.
We're going to tear up the bees.
And I'm like, they probably still got Dollaritas. Hang out, have a couple cheap drinks, eat some appetizers. Because appetizers anywhere you go are good. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, if you're going to go to Applebee's, you go for the appetizers and the $10 bucket of margarita.
Yeah. So I got the app sampler because I'm a slut for their spinach and artichoke dip.
I'm a slut for any spinach and artichoke dip.
Exactly. And their chicken quesadilla is pretty good. Like, you can't really mess that up either.
Same thing, yeah. I've never had a bad chicken quesadilla.
And mozzarella sticks and shitty boneless wings, but that's
You're
every
happy
appetizer boneless wing shitty. And then I had a couple Blue Moons, and we spent 3.5 hours at Applebee's.
That's a long time.
And 2 times they had false alarms for the fire alarm.
Like back in the kitchen?
Yeah. No, the whole fire alarm system.
Holy shit.
Yeah, apparently it's a thing that's been going on for months. Where
it's concerning.
It would just randomly pop. When it popped the first time, they didn't even tell us it was a false alarm for like 2 minutes. I was just like, I'm going to finish
my apps
this dead,
and my bucket of margarita right here.
If this is how I go, this is how I go.
I mean, there's worse ways to go.
Because right now I'm happy.
Happy as can be. Actually, that makes me mention something I used to be ashamed of. We got some takeout at work the other night of a place I didn't think I'd ever go back to.
Yeah.
Hit the garden, dude. We gardened it up.
That's Olive Garden, Mama Cal.
Chicken marsala, actually not bad. Little zuppa, some breadsticks.
Can't go wrong.
I mean, yeah. Is it something I'm going to frequent all the time? Of course not. And I can't have their red sauce.
No.
But the marsala is pretty damn good.
Their Alfredo's solid. You can't go wrong.
Same thing. How do you
with
mess up an Alfredo?
Yeah.
You know? I've never had a bad Alfredo.
And I will say they do like a pan fried chicken for their fried chicken Alfredo.
Yeah.
It's very good. Chicken seasoned nice and thin. They cut it in strips for you.
Yeah, that was probably the first time I've been to the garden in, I want to say, like at least 2 years. I don't know what happened. I don't know what hit me. I was like, boys, let's mix something up here.
Yeah, that came out of left field.
It did.
And I was shocked.
I was too, at myself.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was a pretty good decision.
Yeah, the chicken Alfredo, add broccoli. Steamed broccoli.
Can never go wrong there.
No. Because they always give you your money's worth in broccoli. I'm a big fan. Underrated vegetable.
Broccoli, I think, is pound for pound #1 veggie. Besides maybe like corn on the cob, if you count that.
I'm a big spinach guy.
Just like straight spinach?
I'll eat a can of spinach, dude.
Really?
Doesn't even have to be heated up.
You're going full
butter.
Popeye.
Yeah. I can eat it cold, no butter, no issue. I love spinach.
I mean, I can, but usually I like to add it in something.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
But yeah, like
I do spinach on my subs, obviously.
Naturally.
I like spinach leaves more than I like lettuce.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
So like salads, I can do spinach salads. It's always nice. But
lettuce is just a waste, man.
But the give me a nice can of spinach that like I don't even know what they do, shred it up and put it in canned juice.
And you're passionate.
I'm passionate, dude.
But I think all the best veggies are green. Like you give me green beans, broccoli, spinach. I'm a happy guy. That's all I need right there.
Is corn a veggie?
Technically, no. I think it's just like its own thing, right? It's like how potatoes are kind of like their own
starch.
thing. Yes, technically
but
starch.
I believe
yeah.
they're under veggies too.
Well, for counting potatoes, that's not even fair.
What a caveat, dude.
Yeah.
I'm eating French fries. Yeah, I'm eating my vegetables.
Drinking vodka. Yeah, dude. I'm getting my veggie intake in every day. Well, on that note, go ahead and pull up that chair.
Pour up that drink.
And light that cigar. It's time for episode 61 now of Sports and Stogies. Cam.
Welcome back, everybody. We almost didn't have episode 61.
Well, I wouldn't say welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, most.
Welcome back, maybe all but one.
All but one.
And almost all but two. You're right.
Almost all but two. We almost didn't have today.
Could you have done a one-man show?
I would have been able to cover everything we cover sports-wise. but it would have been maybe an hour.
Even an hour is tough.
But yeah, I would have been able to cover all our news items, cover all of our injuries, film room power rankings, all that stuff. I think I would be able to. Yeah.
I'm sure with more practice, it's not that bad. Because I did that one where you and Shane were off for, and I recorded an hour. Didn't really like it that much. It's pretty hard to talk to yourself for an hour straight with no one to bounce off of or
No,
get any,
you're not
going
to like it. There's no way you like it. That's for sure. But push came to shove, I think I'd be able to. I wouldn't even listen back.
Can't.
I would just do it, go for the full run, however long it was, and then
Post it, never think of it again.
never think of it again. Get terrible feedback, but I wouldn't read it.
But no worries, because I'm back from the dead. Honestly, don't sound that bad, which
No.
I was worried about. If anything, maybe a little extra gravel, which I like.
A little gravelly.
But we're short one voice.
We are.
Maybe for good. Who knows?
Not me.
Yeah, based on the week, it's a coin flip.
Yeah, who knows?
Talk about inconsistency.
That's one thing we don't like here.
That's probably the biggest thing we hate.
Yeah.
Didn't even give me a heads up either,
No.
which I'm a little insulted by, personally.
Or me a heads up.
Oh, you at least knew.
Well, he just I asked him, I was like, hey, Austin might not be able to be on tonight, so it's just going to be me and you. He's like, oh, no, by the way.
Wow.
I'm in Columbus.
So if you hadn't said anything,
I would not have
you
known.
would have no clue.
Yeah.
That's a serious issue here. It's to the point now where I'm thinking punishment may be in order.
We've got a small one lined up already
Do we?
at the end of the show.
Okay. That's a good start.
It's a good start.
It's a good
Just
start.
Get the ball rolling.
What are you smoking on tonight?
I have the Fiat Lux by Luciano Cigars. It is a... Let me read this real quick, actually.
Is this your first Luciano? I can't recall if I've given you one
Maybe.
before or not.
I'm not too sure. I think so.
But definitely your first Fiat Lux.
Yes. The wrap is an Ecuadorian High Primus Sumatra. Whatever that means.
I've actually never heard of that, but
And the binder and filler are both Nicaraguan. Right out of the gate, I had some spice, but it's kind of completely subsided now. And we're getting into it's kind of natural heavy, I think. There's not a whole lot of like your sweeter tones, especially for a mild cigar. That's kind of odd, but it's very enjoyable. Getting a lot of hay, earth, and wood. Not a whole lot of nut or like chocolate or anything.
I'm sorry, I try to contain it. Looks like a great burn, great draw, good smoke production.
Yeah.
Also, got to say, you sounded pretty good tonight yourself.
It's a little tight, but other than that,
It should
nothing
hopefully
to
open up
complain
as you burn through it.
But yeah, I'm pretty much 100% finally.
It took a while.
Since we've come back, I've been,
Battling.
yeah, especially in the mornings. I've been waking up and my mouth is so dry and just gross.
I feel like I've had like the morning allergies for the past like 2
Yeah.
months.
But like, I also am a back sleeper and a mouth breather,
That's definitely true.
so it makes it so much worse. But fun fact, they make mouth guards for snoring.
How does that work?
Apparently, it's a way that your mouth rests and it opens up your airway so you don't snore.
Because you are quite the snorer.
I know. So I've heard.
I feel bad for your
think I
wife.
just heavy breathe, but
Even that sounds a little rough. There's a couple of times where I was concerned. Like, man, should I call the ambulance here? Can this guy breathe right now?
I think I'm gonna try those out because they're a boil and bite too, so they're full custom fit. But they have great reviews.
At least worth checking out. Yeah.
It's like the #1 snore.
Preventative.
Yeah.
I don't know what else would be.
The nose strips maybe. I think everybody knows those don't work.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those. Never have been. Well, for me, I have the Charter Oaks Pasquale, which is a new release by Foundation, which of course is my favorite brand. This is one of their Charter Oaks is like their budget line. You can make that for.
AJ Fernandez is your favorite brand.
Top 5 for sure.
Not the favorite anymore?
No. Foundation's taken over.
Wow.
Overall, yeah. Foundation, JC
Big cigar
Newman.
news this week, everybody. Foundation is now Austin's top #1 brand.
I feel like it has been for a while. I probably smoke more AJ Fernandez, just because most of the Foundation stuff, the higher end stuff, is a little pricier. But yeah, this is their budget friendly line. It's a 5.5 by 48 Corona with a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper and Nicaraguan binders and fillers. So far, pretty excellent. I think this is like $7-8. Again, a little smaller than what I usually smoke, but given the circumstances tonight, thought it'd be a good choice.
Yeah.
But so far, excellent burn. Great smoke production. Flavor-wise, it's actually stronger than I thought, too. A lot of leather in there, a lot of
It's
earth.
a very dark wrapper.
Yeah, super dark wrapper.
So
Plus, I love the Pasquale.
yeah,
That's the guy from Chuck E. Cheese, right? The chef?
I don't know.
Right?
Actually,
The big Italian, got like the big animatronic stuff. I'm pretty sure it's like Chef Pasquale.
I'm gonna look it up.
I would
Keep
put money on that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because the big mustache, the chef hat, probably pretty greasy.
talking. I know. I'm picturing it.
I think it's definitely Pasquale.
Pasquale P pie plate. Pie plate.
That's a
is-
little much. But
yeah.
we'll stick with just Pasquale. I don't think he had anything to do with this cigar, but you never know.
You get a hint of Chuck E. Cheese pizza in there.
And Chuck E. Cheese pizza was pretty banging back in the day.
From what I've heard, it still is.
Are they even around anymore?
Not as many, but
yeah, I can't think of
there
the last
still
time
are
I've even
some.
seen a Chuck E. Cheese anywhere. But if I did, I'd probably go in. Like some skee ball.
Get slammed at your kid's birthday party,
Oh,
eating pizza
man.
and bashing $2
Yeah.
beers.
I can't wait till you have a kid finally. And you're hosting a third birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese.
It's gonna be sweet, dude.
I'm going in the ball pit. Guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Pitcher of beer deep. We're jumping in.
Dude, fun fact, if you wanted to just the ball pit, I can host a party at my grandma's house.
She has a ball pit or?
She has a ball pit in my cousin's playroom.
Wow, okay. I'm a little insulted there's been no invite yet.
Dude, it's unreal. Our playroom was, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining because this is great. But we didn't have what they have. They also bought them a pool, full-sized.
Above ground?
Yeah.
That's pretty
They were
solid.
like, we want a pool because we have so many grandkids now. Me and my brother are like 20 years older than my cousins.
Yeah.
So they didn't quite know what they were doing yet, in their defense.
You just had like an empty room.
No, so we had an old box TV that a Nintendo 64 hooked up to.
Hell yeah.
We had Blitz and GoldenEye and Mario 64.
That's all you need.
Then we had a computer with, mostly we just played like addictinggames.com or like just the pinball that comes on the computer.
Oh, dude, nothing
The
beats.
space pinball.
Yeah, that Space Invader pinball.
Yep. So that was it. And then we had like board games in a closet, but there was only 2 of us, so.
You play head-to-head Monopoly. Yeah, definitely a downgrade from a ball pit and a pool.
Yeah, the entire room, there's not an electronic in the room. It's just toys.
It's the way it should be, honestly.
Yeah, it's just a toy room.
Yeah, next cookout, give a brother a shout. Maybe I'll swing
I
by.
have to look in there and see if they still even have the ball pit.
You can't have a ball pit and get rid of it. It's got to be there forever.
That's what I thought. They have like this little Tykes roller coaster in the backyard too. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Like an actual, like on a track.
So it sits on a track. Yeah, it's like a little. It's I don't even know how to explain it. So it's like a little car, but you put your feet on the side skirts, and it just has like a hill, like 2 hills. You just push off, and there you go.
I mean, that's still pretty dope, though.
I know, that's cool.
There's some lucky ass kids right there.
Yeah, we had a backyard that was full of trees. They hadn't like done their full landscaping yet in the back, but now they have like a privacy fence. All the trees are gone. They got a swing set. They got a pool. All that good stuff. We got my uncle had broken his back. He fell out of his tree stand.
Ooh.
So he was like house ridden for months, and he would just have us run around in the backyard while he shot us with airsoft guns.
That's fun for the whole family.
So that was fun. But yeah, Speaking ball pit, I can go off on tangents on anything apparently.
Yeah, we used to when we lived up in Toledo, our backyard was like narrow but like a mile long, and then back behind all that was like the woods and the quarry. So we just like go back there and throw stuff in the quarry, like all kids do.
Naturally.
And then at one point, I was entirely convinced we had found Bigfoot because I put like some berries and a banana in a bucket, and it's clearly like a deer or raccoon ate it. And I'm like, dude, it's Bigfoot, gotta be, without a doubt. I wish I had a camera or something because this is
Deer don't eat bananas. Dude.
never heard of it. Clear evidence. Almost hit a deer yesterday, actually. Or what the hell? What the hell's today now? Wednesday?
Yeah. On your way home.
Okay, like last week.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The concept of time has been kind of lost the past couple days. Yeah, just literally just standing right in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
So not close as your call was, but
I saw a very
approached
big
it.
buck the other night too.
yeah.
Huge, just broad. Probably could have got a year's worth of meat off of him. I was wishing he jumped in front of my truck.
That's good luck, right?
Yeah, I know one of my buddies can butcher deer, so I'd have just popped it right over.
I feel like you've got a buddy that can do anything. You've got a lot of connections.
I know a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a nice thing to have. I know a buddy that claims to produce a podcast, but never actually really
Doesn't
shows
do a
up.
very good job at that, huh?
No.
I think I know the same guy.
Yeah, bad mustache, weird haircut, lies about tests.
Yeah, so I think that
Checks
checks
out.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible takes.
That's all my
Gotta be the
bullet
same
points.
guy.
Yeah, that's all my bullet points.
All right, let's go to, we have maybe two fan questions here. First things first, as the resident Browns expert, how do you think the Cleveland's record would be if they kept Josh Dobbs? Would it have been any different?
I think it'd probably be the same. 5-3. Very similar. Josh Dobbs' throwing ability isn't really that great, to be honest. I think he makes a lot better decisions than PJ Walker does, so maybe we would see a lot less turnovers. So maybe we'd have one more win in a close game. But his rushing upside does help, but I also don't think we would utilize that very much.
Enough.
I think it'd be like, hey, scramble out of shotgun if you're about to get sacked or something. Not actual read options or speed options or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, I think it would be a very similar record. Right now, we're playing great. So,
Oh, yeah, to be as the position you're in with
I
what
mean,
you've
we
had so
wouldn't,
far.
we wouldn't be 8-0, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any game that you guys have lost that if you had Josh Dobbs, you would have won otherwise.
Yeah, maybe Seattle and Indy. Or no, we beat Indy. Seattle is probably the only game I can think of where maybe if we had a quarterback who didn't make the decision to throw to the defensive player instead of the running back, we would have been able to win.
So
But,
best case, one extra win.
yeah, which 6-2.
That could be pretty important coming down the stretch here.
Yeah, right now it's a tough battle in the AFC North and the kind of the AFC in general.
Yeah, I know all four teams in that division are currently in the playoff hunt. And like we talked about before, really, even the Chiefs aren't really that much further ahead of the pack. There's a
No.
lot of parity in the AFC.
Yeah, a lot more than I expected.
Next up, what were you most wrong about from your preseason predictions or things you liked or didn't like?
The Broncos.
Yeah,
The
you're
Broncos.
pretty high on them.
Yeah, the Broncos.
And to be fair, nobody could have seen them being as bad as they've been so far.
Worse than they were last year.
Yeah, somehow defense just forgot how to play or decided not to play. For me, it's definitely Green Bay.
Yeah, I was high on.
I
Yeah,
thought the Packers offense, like, man, you got Jay Love in here,
yeah.
Jones and Dillon, you got Watson and Dobbs both healthy. I love Luke Musgrave.
That glimpse of Jordan Love we got last year is not the same.
It was
person.
just that. It was a glimpse.
That was a clone.
Yeah, that was a fluke, if anything.
Exactly.
And now you're in a weird spot where, I mean, what do you do going
You
forward?
draft a guy.
Yeah, you have to, right?
Like, I mean, they have a pretty terrible record, so they'll have a pretty good pick. So maybe you get Penix. Maybe no way you get Caleb Williams. I think he's still locked in number one, to be honest.
And apparently he's staying in college anyway.
Who knows what's going on there? But do you take a swing on Bo Nix?
I actually like Bo Nix a lot. I'm not sure how he'll do as an NFL prospect, but
But
Better than
Penix
Jordan
could
Love.
be awesome.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, Duke's not, or North Carolina's not playing great anymore, but do you still swing on Drake May?
A lot of potential there.
I mean, they're still very talented guys. I mean, if Jordan Love isn't your guy moving forward, which, again, the Packers, similar to the Steelers, they don't ever move on from anyone.
Very loyal.
So I don't think I could see them drafting a quarterback backup, but I don't think it would be an early pick. So
a nice third-round guy.
Yeah, if your Drake May falls for some reason just because that team's been playing so poorly, then maybe. But, I mean, they're still just going to go O-line, D-line, defense, maybe a receiver in round 7. So
And they gave, Rodgers one first-round skill guy, like his entire career?
Yeah.
If that.
But, I mean, the real question is what do you do with Aaron Jones?
Talk about being wrong in terms of fantasy stuff.
Because he is a shadow of what Aaron Jones is.
And look, had some injuries, yes. And I know the shelf life of running backs is pretty short now.
So is that where you put your high draft pick skill position now? Do you take your first pick next year and swing on Travion Henderson?
Home run threat.
Exactly.
The overall, I think we've nailed some predictions, but definitely Denver and Green Bay, significantly worse than we both thought.
Yeah.
Let's go to some NFL news and stats. Surprising, the Montez Sweat extension off the bat.
So weird. I don't get it.
We had talked about why would you trade a pick for a guy that's going to be a rental for a year? Is it a guy you're going to build your team around? Well, apparently
Yes,
it is. Clearly. 4 years, I think, like 108 or something like that.
It's up to 108, but I think it's 75 guaranteed and 92, but there's some incentives in there that could add another 16 mil.
Again, quality player, nice piece. But from their situation, with where they're at.
You should have just kept Khalil Mack.
Yeah, right?
Honestly.
Or kept your pick and just draft a guy.
That too. Like, you're in full rebuild mode. Yes, pieces are nice, but you're not in a position where you're building that quickly. So you should have probably just taken a chance on rookies and then maybe next year sign Sweat. Maybe then next year trade for a guy if you feel like you're in a better spot.
Yeah, that was the most confusing part. They could have just waited till the offseason, kept their pick, and still signed him.
Yeah, because nobody was going to compete with that contract.
Not for that money, no.
Except maybe the Niners.
Well, they got a better deal with Chase Young.
And that's just because they have unlimited cap space for some reason.
Mind-blowing.
I feel like every contract the Niners sign is like $150 million.
But there's still $30 million under the cap.
Yeah.
Every year.
Makes no sense.
How about our boy Carson Wentz? Another out-of-the-blue signing to the Rams.
We've done our fair share of hating on Carson Wentz.
And for the most part, deservedly so.
Honestly, we all forget how good he was.
But how quickly he fell, though.
Injuries, man. He might be the biggest what-if in NFL history.
He's in the conversation.
Because, like, you have your RG3s and your Vicks.
Andrew Luck,
Luke Kuechly. But
Dwayne Haskins.
Okay. That's a bit much.
Just saying.
But does play. It does play. We're talking about a guy who missed like 8 games and still finished third in MVP.
Yeah, prime Philly Wentz was...
Like, he was like on pace for like 6K yards and like 60 touchdowns.
Yeah, like legit. At that time, probably a top 3 guy in the league.
And could have had one of the best quarterbacking seasons ever.
And then suddenly just fell off the face of the earth and decided he likes to fumble and throw picks and take a bunch of sacks.
But I think he will work fine with McVay. And that's right?
Yeah.
I always get the Bills coach.
McDermott, McVay,
Yeah.
McDaniel,
Yeah, it's
Josh
unreal.
McDaniels,
Let's get rid of the mix.
McCarthy.
Please.
That's a legit 5 right there.
I can never mix up McCarthy, though. But I think he'll be fine. I don't think
True.
they're going to ask him to do anything spectacular. I think the bigger thing that this means Stafford's injury is a little bit bigger than we expected.
Yeah, if you're going to go out and sign a guy like that, it's definitely telling. So, career resurgence.
But at
Carson
the same
Wentz?
time, we all watched Brett Rippon play football.
Yeah, we did. Well, we watched him try to.
Yeah. You could call that playing football if you like.
He was on the field.
He was there.
He took snaps.
He suited up.
Which is more than we can say.
Correct. And yes, he did struggle. But I think they'll be in a better position with Wentz, which I mean, he's got untapped potential from his first year or first couple years. And if there's anyone that's going to be able to do it, it's McVay.
As long as he stays healthy,
That's
could pay off pretty
yeah.
nicely. Let's say even this is Stafford's last year, maybe second to last year. Maybe Wentz plays well and takes over that starting role and, reestablishes himself as an actual starting quarterback.
I'd love to see it. Would there be any bigger bounce back ever?
Ooh.
Is Wentz
Top of my
potentially
head,
going
from
to be the
as
biggest
good as he
bounce
was,
back?
to fall from grace, to
And then-
nobody wanting him,
Potentially,
to turning things back around.
yeah.
Honestly, in the same vein, maybe like Jared Goff.
I don't think Jared Goff to me is like Nickelback.
Okay, I'm intrigued to see where this goes.
When he was in LA, it was like the popular thing to say he was trash. Everybody hated him.
The first 2 years.
He wasn't that bad,
Correct.
ever. He was a fine quarterback. Top 10, probably, every year. Your Derek Carr.
Pretty close comparison. Yeah,
And then now, it's like cool to love him.
correct.
Like all the Jared Goff fans are coming out of the closet.
I always knew he was going to bounce back, dude.
Exactly. Unreal.
Nickelback, though, I don't know.
I just love using Nickelback as a comparison.
It's very fun to bring up. Well, speaking in the same vein, we're going to Creed, dude.
I know. Creed reunion tour, summer of '99.
I can't wait.
Creed and Three Doors Down.
And maybe Daughtry,
That is the summer of '99.
without a doubt.
Like,
I mean, I was only 1 year old at the time, but
if I had to guess,
I'm ready to go back.
I wasn't even born.
Correct.
But if I had to guess, the summer of '99 was awesome.
I can't. This might be the most electric crowd we're ever going to be a part of.
Think
I think so. Yeah.
electric?
It's going to be electric.
I'd like to hope so.
Come on, dude. Everybody there singing, with arms wide open.
I also think we'll be shocked at how young the crowd is.
That could be also. Because I feel like we're going to be like the youngest guys there.
See, that's what you think, but I don't think so. I think
We're the resident old guys there.
I think a lot of people my age are kind of like secretly Creed lovers. Like it's not like Nickelback where everyone hates, like nobody hates Creed.
I've heard some hate.
But nobody's like, dude,
Creed, worst band ever, dude.
Creed's the greatest band of all time. I have been waiting for a reunion forever. Like nobody's saying that either.
They're saying it now.
But now they're like, everybody, I mean, tickets were, I think, already sold out when I bought resales.
I figured it'd be really quick. Yeah.
So we'll see. But
I'm
I think
stoked.
it's going to be shockingly young.
I'm stoked.
Now, I think all the young guys are going to not show up for Three Doors Down.
Quality band, too, though.
Very underrated.
Love 3DD.
Yeah.
No
But-
kryptonite action? Come on, dude.
Oh, dude.
All day.
I learned, like,
Here Without You? One
the
of
first
best
time I ever
romantic
heard
ballads.
Kryptonite was when I was in 5th grade. And after I heard it once, we used to do, like, sometimes when it was raining, we'd do indoor recess. So me and my buddy AJ, he had, like, the mini helmets. You know how there's, like, an actual game for that?
Yeah.
We had no idea how to play it because we were in 5th grade. So we would just pretend. We would do a little draft, not knowing anything, and we'd be like, all right, no, your Texans helmet's gone, dude. He's out. But then we found, like, we had a radio, like a CD player, and for some reason my teacher had a Three Doors Down DVD or CD.
Great taste.
So we would just play Kryptonite on repeat for the entire indoor recess, playing mini helmets right by the CD player so nobody could change the song.
The first time I heard that, I thought I was the coolest person of all time.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, this guy said Superman? Oh, badass song, dude.
Nice.
I'm in.
We would do, between that, mini helmets, and then we would do a puzzle of the United States of America.
Oh, man, that was my favorite things growing up.
I could not say, and I still have to really think about it, but Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, yeah.
I can't say it fast.
So it's kind of a weird one.
It almost got me in trouble because I used to say Massachusetts,
Cameron, to the principal's office, please.
but
Profanity.
yeah, dude, we would try and, because we only had, I think it was like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it
We're
checks
in
out.
5th grade doing a 50-state puzzle. So we would try and beat the clock, dude, while listening to Superman.
God, and you've never peaked higher than that.
No,
There's no way.
no way.
Well, speaking of guys that might have a career resurgence and a new peak, again, out of the blue, Martavis Bryant to Dallas,
Got reinstated like a week ago.
which I didn't know he was ever not instated.
I don't know. I don't really know what happened.
Me neither. I know he's not played in the league
kinda
since 2018.
I just kind of thought he wasn't good.
Yeah,
But at the same time, when you look back, he was never really bad.
never.
But I was hearing buzz around him as soon as he got reinstated. It's like the Colts are looking, the Chiefs are looking. I did not hear anything about the Cowboys though.
That's Jerry being Jerry.
But yep, now we can at least we know CD's not getting re-signed, so he'll be a free agent. Martavis Bryant's coming in to take over. It's pretty clear. They already have Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, rocking the Cooks, Bryant, Michael Gallup
So,
trio.
yeah, he's going to save on these young contracts from now on after getting burnt.
Yeah, it shouldn't make a huge impact, I don't think. I don't know where he's going to be on the field if he becomes a slot guy.
You would think. I'm going to pull up some Martavis Bryant.
I mean, he's 31 now. Played in the CFL, the XFL, a couple other weird, like, mom and pop leagues. But says he can still go, still big, still fast.
His rookie year with Pittsburgh, he had 26 catches with 549 and 8 touchdowns. He was averaging 21.
That's a great 26 catches for 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's a solid ratio.
Next year, 50 for 765, 6 touchdowns, 15 yards per reception. Then 2017, which is now we're looking at like Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
He had 50 catches for 603, 12 yards per average with 3 touchdowns. Even in Vegas, 19 receptions for 266 and 14 yards average. There's your deep ball guy. Who's CeeDee Lamb?
Exactly.
The next Michael Thomas.
There's no loss here, I don't think. If it pans out, great. If not, not a big deal.
Probably a better slot than Michael Gallup right now.
Yeah, Gallup's time is done.
I mean, he has been very, very terrible.
That's putting it nicely. Yeah.
Very terrible.
Yeah.
I could probably put up better statistics.
It's neck and neck.
But, I mean, you saw my route running. You saw
Pretty crisp.
the quick bursts of speed that was super unexpected.
Out of nowhere.
I bet you guaranteed you didn't think I'd be that fast.
Not like that.
Not off the jump like that.
No.
No endurance.
No great top end, but acceleration is off the charts.
Yeah, no endurance at all.
Ready for that one play, though.
But one play, I could probably get you a good 20 yards.
Toasting.
Yeah. Put anyone on me.
So let's hope Martavis Bryant has shades of you
With a little bit better endurance.
and maybe slightly better hands.
I got pretty good hands.
Reliable.
If I had a good quarterback throwing me the ball, I probably could have pulled those all in.
You're putting up 10 for 110.
Minimum.
Only one play per drive, but you're out there.
Exactly.
How about C.J. Stroud? Breaking the rookie passing yards record for one game. 470, 5 scores.
No picks.
And I owe you an apology, sir.
What's he on pace for?
Oh, outrageous numbers. I know you said preseason, this guy's ceiling is like 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns. I thought, okay, that's a very high mark
I think
for
I
a rookie
even said
quarterback,
like 10 picks.
which is realistic.
Yeah, which it may just be one.
Strong chance. Yeah, all the things I was concerned about, footwork, decision-making, completely addressed. Not a question now. At this point, honestly, This guy's clearly a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
With shades of being higher than that. Looks like a seasoned vet out there.
It's insane.
That's one of your many great predictions.
Yeah. One of the best. Honestly. Like that to me, if he hits those numbers, if he hits those marks or exceeds them, that to me is better than the finals pick last year.
That was a damn good pick, though.
I know.
But to call a rookie quarterback on a bad team, on what we thought was a bad offense.
On terrible scouting reports
Yeah.
and everything else. But I was also higher on the Texans than you guys were.
Correct. I think you also said like 7, 8 wins. And I thought, no, okay, come on. They're a couple of years away from that. But you hit the nail on the head. Put that on the wall of great cam takes.
What can I say?
You don't need to say anything. Your game backs it up.
Exactly.
And then the last stat here, the Steelers have been outgained in every single game they played.
Yeah.
But it's classic Steeler football, 5-3.
But it's not, though.
It's a new version.
But it's older. It's the oldest version of Steeler football.
It's bad football for the most part.
Terrible football.
Tough to watch football.
It is awful football.
Is there a more confusing running back to watch than Najee Harris?
No.
I swear to God.
Maybe Jalen Warren.
On the opposite side, yeah.
Because honestly, no, Jalen Warren's just as confusing because some games he'll average like 11 yards per carry and then he's 2.5.
I'll see Najee have a 3-yard wide hole up the middle, and he'll cut and bounce to the outside, for -2 yards.
Yep.
And that happens like 10 times a game.
And then he'll have one play for 75 yards and a touchdown.
Exactly. It makes no sense.
And you're like, you could have done that 4 times.
At least.
It's unreal.
Yeah, I can't imagine being a Pittsburgh fan and having to watch that every week.
Yeah,
There's a lot of teams right now where it's like, man, even Dallas is frustrating enough as it is.
Yeah.
Imagine being a Falcons fan.
Can't.
No chance, right?
Can't. You're a little happier now because Drake London's getting involved,
Finally.
but you still have Kyle Pitts.
You got Jonnu Smith.
And they had very similar stats before Jonnu Smith broke out that 60-yard tight end screen, by the way, which seemed impossible because he has no acceleration.
No, not at all.
He was moving at a snail's pace, and then all of a sudden it's like a sixth muscle in his calf just kicked in. He's like, super speed. I'm out of here.
Yeah, let's go.
I've never seen anything like it. It's like the opposite of Najee Harris.
He's got 7 guys in front of him.
Yeah. Najee Harris starts out quick,
Yeah.
then just makes terrible decisions.
Jonnu starts off like a train wreck.
Absolutely.
Next thing you know, 55 yards.
You're like, man, that's a tight end screen for loss right there. Touchdown. Excuse me?
Can't be right. I didn't just see that.
Yeah, I was watching that. I'm like, that wasn't Johnny Smith.
They were first and goal from like the 3-yard line. Bijan gets no touches, and they draw up a lateral to Jonnu Smith to throw it to like their 5th string wideout.
I remember.
Honest to God, that might be the worst play call.
Vividly seeing that play.
To even draw that play up and have it in your playbook is
the worst part is like he
terrible.
had 0 pass protection too.
You shouldn't have any pass protection.
Like it was the word that might have been like Sam Howell level of pass protection.
Yeah.
And then he just lobbed it into the stands.
Like if you're Arthur Smith and you're thinking, all right, boys, I got an ace in my sleeve right here. Let's draw up the old Jonnu Smith throwback pass. Should be fired immediately.
Yeah.
And now that McDaniel's gone, we see it every week. There's like a 10-dog race for worst coach in the league.
Yeah. Now that McDaniel's is out, it's neck and neck.
We got to address that too, right? That news broke on show last week.
First of all, we've never been more excited on this show than when that happened.
Oh, no chance. No chance.
No chance at all. But that was amazing, first of all.
Now that a week is set in, what are your thoughts?
Makes sense. Apparently there was a abysmal team coaches meeting leading up to that.
Where he was, quote, broken.
Yeah, and Antonio Pierce had said something about the 07 Giants. And I guess McDaniels was like, don't ever talk about the Patriots and the Giants ever again. Like, still riding on that, obviously. But, and then, yeah, who else got fired? Was it
The
Oko?
GM. The GM.
The GM.
And I think, the Oko as well. So, whole new regime, long overdue.
Yeah. And they looked like they had fire. They played with some heat for the first time in, what,
Props to Antonio Pierce.
35 years?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, maybe Antonio Pierce is the guy moving forward.
You got, what, 8 more games left to prove it, to kind of earn your
We'll
spot
see.
there?
I mean, they got reignited for one. And I believe they put up, 37?
Yeah.
Which they probably haven't done since they moved to Vegas.
Yeah, they've been averaging like 13 points a game this season. So, hopefully, that's sign of things to come. But yeah, to fire your head coach and GM at what? 1 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday?
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah, pretty, we're happy to break the news.
Absolutely.
That's what we do here, you know?
I still would have loved to be a fly on the wall for that phone call. He made one call, right? He called the GM. He's like, hey, you need to fire McDaniels. I'll wait on hold, and we'll discuss further.
By the way, you're done too.
Yeah, dude. He's like,
hang up.
He hears that he's on hold, and he just starts laughing. He's like, dude, this dude has no idea. Ziegler picks back up. He's like, all right, boss, who we looking at for candidates? Who we promoting? All this stuff. And he's like, it's actually none of your business because
you're gone.
You're no longer the GM.
Click.
Yeah.
Man, I would love to have the power to fire somebody. Whoa. do we call up Shane right now?
What time is it?
10:35.
Not yet. You got about another hour and a half at least.
Dude, if we actually had a phoner with Shane live on the show, and we tell him he's done, he wouldn't believe it, right?
He definitely wouldn't.
He's pretty gullible, though.
Also true.
And he knows we're rather upset this week.
That is true.
The problem is, I want to go with another public apology, but the last one was so bad.
It was so bad.
I don't listen back to the shows all that much anymore.
I would think this one would be a lot more sincere.
I don't know about that.
I would think.
I'm not holding my breath.
But the last one was probably the worst apology I've ever heard in my life because it wasn't even an apology.
It's come to my attention that I need to apologize.
And it never apologized.
That didn't say sorry at all. And threw us under the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have been led to believe that I had this kind of test going on. Come on, man.
Yeah, that was unreal.
How about the IR news? What do we got this week?
As far as big news goes, I think the biggest news is Daniel Jones torn ACL.
Rough season gets even worse for the G-men.
Definitely.
Although, honestly, Tyrod outplayed him in the time he had.
Absolutely.
But for now, you're looking at Tommy DeVito and Matt Barkley, who is still in the league apparently, and now they're backup quarterback until if Tyrod comes back. Guess who gets to play him this week?
The boys.
The boys.
Tommy DeVito, 6 touchdowns.
375.
I was actually 375 was the number that popped in my head. So wavelength right there. No, there's no. Yeah, no. He hasn't even shown like anything.
And look, he's not supposed to.
Like my thing is like, does it hurt to even start back Barkley at this point?
No, they're the same player.
Why did they not sign Carson Wentz?
It's a good question, honestly.
God, did even Carson Wentz tell them no?
Hey, man, I know I have no other offers on the table right now, but I'm going to take a hard pass.
There's some rumors in the grapevine that some other teams might be looking, so I'm just going to keep my options open, guys.
Carson, come on, man. 1 year, $50 million. Yeah, I don't know, boys. I'm going to wait.
There's no career resurgence to be had with the Giants, that's for sure.
Or what do you call your first surgeons in Tommy DeVito's case?
I will say, Tommy DeVito was throwing deep balls to Jalen Hyatt,
Which is good to see, at least.
which
Get that man involved. That's another thing I was really wrong on. I loved Hyatt a lot after the draft. Just no utilization.
even from Jones. But I love to see that they're trying to work him into the offense as best as you can with your situation.
I mean, that's your best bet, right? Just chuck it downfield. Hyatt's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to dink and dunk with Tommy DeVito
No.
and put points up.
No.
And now I have to
Because-
wonder, is Saquon completely useless in fantasy?
Should be.
I mean, there should be 10 guys in the box every play.
Your corner, it should be full man blitzes.
Yeah.
Leave the receivers open.
And honestly, as bad as the Giants' O-line is, you could probably just rush 4 and still get more than enough pressure.
And then just have everybody else stand there and wait for Saquon.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do. Micah Parsons might have 17 sacks on Sunday.
I wouldn't be shocked.
And
But
then you
Khalil
have,
Mack had 6 this week for the Chargers.
not this week.
Was it? Was it last week?
I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I put up 6.
In one game.
Yeah.
So, Micah Parsons, overdue.
Let's break that record.
6 sacks, 3 picks, 2 forced fumbles. No fumble recoveries, though.
Safety.
Maybe. That'd be cool.
Maybe you knock out Matt Barkley.
But he's on the sideline. It was completely unnecessary.
No flag, though.
No.
Let's be honest. I mean, do you want to see Matt Barkley play? I don't think the refs want to have to watch Matt Barkley football.
You know Nathan Peterman is still rostered.
That can't be true.
You know what team he's on?
No.
The Bears.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
That can't be right.
He is on the Bears,
Please
dude.
tell me that's not true.
It is true. I had to look it up to double check. But he is on the Bears.
If not Matt Barkley, if Nathan Peterman can hold a job in the NFL,
Anyone can.
then we can keep Shane on this payroll.
Then we can be in the NFL.
Strong chance.
Because what are the odds we're worse than Nathan Peterman?
Realistically, 50-50. Like, I'm not even really joking on that.
I mean, that's the sad thing.
We got a shot. I know you wanted to mention the Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. So, relatively minor injuries.
T. Higgins' hamstring was limited in practice so far this week, and Jamar Chase officially did not practice today.
Any concern going into Sunday?
Not really for Higgins, I don't think, but for Chase, it's his back. That could be pretty serious. And last year he had that hairline fracture in his hip. So back could also be just as career damaging if they play him through it.
Yeah, maybe sit him a week.
Just one. Who do they play this week? I think they play.
I don't think it's a divisional game.
I don't think so either. I think it's a pretty soft.
They play Houston.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You should be able to get by with Higgins. Houston's defense is not that good. So
Well, they might put some points up.
as long as you can kind of hold Stroud, I mean, you're probably not going to pick him off. Let's just be real. But if you can hold him to 3 and outs consistently, which I think is possible, they have no run game. And the Bengals have a very good pass rush so far this year. So as long as you can hold them somewhat, slow them down, keep control of the pace of the game, you could get by without Chase.
Fingers crossed, we'll see come Sunday.
But I will say, against the Texans, you might have to score in the second half.
Against any team, that's ideal.
Specifically the Texans.
Yeah.
Because obviously not against any team.
You still like to.
You would like to, but you can get by without. in some
Houston, though,
cases.
I don't know.
I don't think you can get by Houston without scoring in the second
C.J.
half.
Stroud's first game back in Ohio said, quote, which was a little bit colder.
Ooh. It's a hot thing to say.
It definitely is. I love it.
I love that too.
Let's go to the film room. First things first, bright and early in Germany.
That
Didn't quite go as expected.
No. That was just from what I saw. I caught the second half. It was pretty ass.
I'd be inclined to agree. Yeah, not the offensive showing we thought we'd see.
from either side.
It was, 21-0 at one point for the Chiefs
Yeah.
after that fumble return?
And the game ended, 21-14?
Yeah.
Pretty rough.
We thought we were giving Germany one of our best games of the year.
We didn't.
But you know what? We're going to make up for it this week
Yep.
with Indy and New England, baby.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause-
Barn burner.
When you need a guy to come through, you call Gardner Minshew.
Yep.
And maybe you call Mac Jones. Probably not on the short
I
list.
called Mac Jones last week.
Didn't go so well.
He did not show up.
Nah, it's cool.
Even
like
started
7
him in
points.
one fantasy league,
Oh.
but I still won. 5-0 in fantasy this week. Not to toot my own horn, but
Man,
two.
hey, when you're hot, you're hot. Took me down. I put up a nice 85 in the podcast league.
Herbo let you down. Eckler played great, but
Finally, yeah.
Jay Herbie let you down for sure.
Yeah, Herbie, I thought it'd be a lower scoring game against that Jets defense, but 7 points. Come on, man.
Unexpected.
Come on. 17, we'll take, but
Exactly, because that's still
single
low
digits.
scoring
Yeah.
for elite quarterbacks.
And now the question is, are the Dolphins frauds? 0-3 against teams with winning records.
Above
All their
500.
wins against pretty bad teams.
Including the Chargers, who are at 500 now.
Yeah.
Finally.
For now.
So that's their one feather in the cap is we beat a 500 team, but not above, and we've lost, and we've only beat below 500 or below now.
And got smoked by the Bills.
Smoked by the Bills. Chiefs look terrible.
Yeah, I don't know how to judge the Chiefs game.
Chiefs look terrible. Overall, you can't not score in the second half. That's unreal. You have to score in both halves of a football game. I'm not even saying every quarter,
Well, that's a wild concept.
but ideally scoring every quarter, you still get 4 touchdowns. That's still more points than the Chiefs put up
Math checks out.
when they put up like 21 in the second quarter.
One of which being a defensive score.
Correct. But defensively, Chiefs played great. Held Tyreek to 62 yards. Tua was struggling.
His worst game of the year by far.
And then, oh man, I love talking about this play because everyone just deflects like it was a miscommunication or the wrong route was ran or it was a bad read or whatever. But in the fourth quarter, first of all, for some reason, Cedric Wilson was just the guy for whatever reason. And Tua, first read, he's getting pressured. He sees Cedric Wilson. He's got whoever, a Chiefs safety or corner, burnt by like at least a couple yards. And he's like, all right, that's my guy. Throws it 30 yards short.
Miscommunication, right?
And it was like a weird throw, too. Like,
Yeah.
it almost looks like he lost control, but like,
I had to have, right?
then just kept going. I don't know. But it was complete underthrow. That would have been at least the game tying score. So, and being the close to the end of the fourth, Chiefs still haven't scored in the second half. You probably would have won the game.
Yeah, definitely Tua's worst play of the year by a wide margin. How about what I think was my game of the week pick, actually. Baltimore and Seattle. Also didn't quite go as expected. Absolute blowout.
It was. And yeah, it was unreal. Seattle's great defense they had statistically going into the game looked like they didn't have a single starter on the field.
I will say I'm not shocked that, Baltimore held Geno in check. I thought 3 points was, more than attainable.
Yeah.
But yeah, to drop 37 on what was, I think, the second highest ranked defense,
They were up there.
just behind Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, Lamar, 21 for 26. No scores, but Keaton Mitchell, 9 attempts, 138.
Real. Who even is that?
It's not the Gus Bus. Only got 5 carries, 2 scores,
Absolutely.
52 yards.
Absolutely.
Lamar with 60, Justice Hill with 40. You go 41 attempts for 298, a 7.3 average, and 3 scores on the ground.
Insane.
They're at 7-2 now. Quickly becoming the best looking team in football.
I think they're the number 1 seed in the AFC, right?
I want to say KC. The records are the same. They haven't played yet.
They haven't.
I don't know what the tiebreaker goes to, but they're definitely at least second.
I think that goes to continue when Lamar Jackson plays football. He's never been below the 1 or 2 seed in the AFC.
And only lost one time to an NFC opponent. I think he's now 18-1. Ravens look very scary in a very tough division. I know their schedule is going to pick up here.
Cleveland this week, then Pittsburgh, right?
They go Cleveland, Cincy,
Cincy,
Chargers, then a bye. And end of the year with Rams, Jags, Niners, Dolphins, Steelers.
That's a tough closeout.
Because, I mean, their wins so far. Opening weekend against Houston. Beat the Bengals when the Bengals looked their worst. Lose at the Colts. Beat the Brownies with, that was a DTR game, I think.
Yes, 3 interceptions.
Lose to Pittsburgh. And then beat Tennessee, Detroit, Arizona, Seattle. Are they
Seattle
frauds?
and Detroit are notable wins.
Are they frauds? No. Because of what we've seen them here before.
But now we're getting ready to see what the boys are actually made of.
Exactly. Your Brownies completely blanked the cards. 54 total yards.
First Brown shutout since 2009, and I think the lowest yards allowed since like 55 or something like that.
That sounds about right, yeah. Watson back. Looked pretty good.
Look good.
No turnovers.
No
Good
turnovers,
decision-making.
Good decision making, using his feet to extend plays. We got one really lucky touchdown, but the old helmet catch.
Sometimes better to be lucky than good.
But yeah, Watson looked great, honestly. Again, bad Arizona defense, but still, hitting those deep balls doesn't really matter what defense you're on. If you can place a ball directly over somebody's shoulder 40 yards down the field, that says everything it needs to say. Accuracy didn't look like it was too questionable. Shoulder looks great. Should be smooth sailing moving forward.
He's no Josh Dobbs, but pretty good week. And yeah, for Arizona, Clayton Tune, I mean, a tough place to come into.
It's a good thing Kyler's coming back this week.
Yeah.
To say the least. Maybe.
Any hopes of him fantasy-wise?
I don't know.
Is he worth picking up just to stash for now?
Might be, yeah.
If he's still available?
I think now's the time to have Marquise Brown.
Yeah, you would think.
Because he's already been getting all the targets. He will continue to get all the targets he did when he played with Kyler. He was getting targeted over D-Hop. So I think that would be the big fantasy outcome there, if any.
And then the true game of the week. Tampa and Houston. 39-37.
Absolute electric game.
I actually quit watching Red Zone just to watch this game.
Yeah.
Baker looked like classic Baker. And then Stroud, again, the 470, 5 scores.
It's unreal.
Just picking apart.
You can't beat that.
Even good defenses. Like Tampa, defensively, is no slouch.
Yeah, but they've been playing terrible.
Overall, I mean, yeah, but...
But yeah, that was a phenomenal game.
You had 3 guys over 100 yards. Noah Brown, Cowboy legend.
Yeah.
6 targets, 6 catches, 153 and a score. Dalton Schultz, Cowboy legend. 11 targets, 10 catches, 130 and a score. Tank Dell, 6 for 114 and 2 scores. Nico Collins, 3 for 54 and a score.
Damian Pierce, 12
not
for
going to mention him.
12 for 25 and no scores, probably 2 fumbles.
Actually didn't. He was out this week.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but Singletary, hell of a game there. 13 for 26.
Checks out.
No scores.
At least we know it's not a Damian Pierce issue.
It's been the line.
But
Pierce is still disappointed, but
yeah,
at a certain point, you can't blame the back there.
Because like Damian Pierce has the same O-line that he had last year.
Yeah. And then I guess we got to mention Antonio Pierce and the Raiders. Showing some life against, yes, a very, very bad Giants team, but 30-6.
More life than they've shown in any game against any other terrible team they've played in the last 30 years.
Yeah, it checks out. Yeah.
I haven't been this happy for the Raiders since Jamarcus Russell.
Like when they drafted him.
Yeah.
Aiden O'Connell apparently is the guy going forward. He got to start and said that he'll be starting going forward. Josh Jacobs back from the dead.
Aiden O'Connell didn't look terrible.
Played fine.
Yeah.
Better deep ball than Jimmy G. Better arm strength.
Way younger.
I mean, you're not competing for a division win, so
He doesn't look as good,
so
but
why not? Well, I mean, nobody does though. Yeah, Jacobs 26 for 98, 2 scores. Defense played very well, which again, you're facing Tommy DeVito, but 6 points is 6 points.
Yeah.
No matter who you're playing.
Mad Max slowly creeping his way up on the DPOY.
Oh, man. I don't even want to say underrated because those that know, put him where he deserves, but he's right there behind Parsons and Myles Garrett in my book.
Yeah.
At least a top 5 guy, if not top 3.
I agree.
That's with no help either. Because Tyree Wilson has been atrocious.
Yeah, he's been.
I don't think he has a single pass rush win yet.
I don't think so.
So Max gets doubled every play. Doesn't matter. Plays literally every snap.
Every single snap.
What a guy.
Unit, some would say.
Then you got to talk about the Eagles and Cowboys.
That, in my opinion, was the true game of the week.
Frustrating, entertaining, exciting. Probably should have won. I can't pin the blame on one person or coach.
I can pin the blame on one person. Exactly one person.
Who would that be?
The new Philadelphia Eagles left tackle that we didn't know was a Philadelphia Eagle until the final 20 seconds of the game.
Sleeper cell.
You said, what was it, Anthony Steele?
Terrence Steele.
Terrence Steele.
Yeah.
On probably the most obvious false start that I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's a high bar, too.
My entire life.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of false starts in the last 23 years.
A lot of egregious false starts.
But nothing. That, you can combine all of DeJuan Jones's false starts from the Pittsburgh game. And none of them, you can add them all together. That is the worst false start I've ever seen, including 15 put together from one game.
Yeah.
That was unreal. And then they just went back and lined up like nothing happened and snapped the ball.
In that situation, you have to. It was like so blatant that you almost like couldn't call it. But Dak played great.
Like it looked like he was getting subbed out.
Yeah. It was like, nope, psych, never mind. Back in my stance. Dak, 29 for 44, 374, 3 scores. It did take 5 sacks, but against the Philly front line, I mean, what do you expect? But the problem continues to be the misuse of Tony Pollard.
Absolutely.
One, only 12 touches, unacceptable. But when he gets those 12, they are all up the gut, which is not what he's meant for.
No.
Get the man in space, give him a screen, give him something on the outside. Everybody except Mike McCarthy can see that.
Every probably single person with eyes. Does Mike McCarthy have eyes?
He does, and most times
sure?
They're locked into the Whataburger menu in his hand.
That is true.
Because it's not a play sheet. There's no way.
No chance.
If it is, there's only one play on it, and it's Tony Pollard dive up the middle.
Yeah. And then Dak Prescott figured it out.
Which he did, to be fair. Played very well against a good defense, but...
Then it's, it's actually Dak Prescott throw the ball to Jalen Tolbert instead of CeeDee Lamb on 4th and 6 for a go-ahead touchdown.
Yeah, that was also
that was a terrible decision.
Yeah, didn't love that.
I'm throwing that 50-50 ball to CeeDee Lamb all day long. All day long.
Especially a day when he put up 11 catches, 191.
Yeah. He's
Throw it to him
probably
one more
catching
time.
That.
Come on. Continues to be the case of how do you stop A.J. Brown? You can't.
You don't. What did he put up?
Only 7 for 66 and a score.
But that touchdown was nasty.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that touchdown was nasty.
You can't guard him. Same thing. Honestly, you could just throw the ball to A.J. Brown every single play and win games.
But props to Dallas for stopping the streak of 125-plus yards a game.
Somebody had to, Either way, I expected a loss. Like 5-point loss on the road to your division rival. What are you going to do? But now we're 2.5 back in the division. So probably, again, destined for a wild card game, probably on the road in whatever happens in the South.
Who knows? Tampa Bay.
They're all trying to lose, I swear.
Absolutely. Except Baker Mayfield. He's the only person trying to win.
No kidding.
Even the rest of the Buccaneers aren't trying to win. It's just Baker Mayfield.
Baker single-handedly keeping his team alive. And Sunday night, another game that was kind of a letdown overall.
My game of the week, Bengals-Bills. Again, no scores in the second half for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think maybe a field goal or something.
Not a great look.
No.
But good enough to win.
Offensively, looked flat. Weren't taking the top off the Bills' terrible secondary. Mar Hamlin was out, so you didn't have to worry about him making any big plays like he's known to do. So, yeah, I don't know. And then everybody's like, oh, finally we got our tight ends involved. Now, see, everybody was telling us we should have drafted Sam Laporta or Michael Mayer, but look at what we did. I'm like, Sam Laporta is like a top 2 tight end in the NFL right now.
Legit, yeah.
I can't even name the guy they drafted anymore.
Meanwhile, I mean, it's 6 catches for a combined 56 yards from Drew Sample and Irv Smith.
Yeah.
Is it really that good?
No.
Exactly.
Not when Sam Laporta is averaging like 150 a game.
And also being the best run blocker of any rookie, lineman or tight end. But hey, what do we know, right?
Nothing. Hey, no.
What do we know about the Bills still?
Nothing. I don't know a single thing about the Buffalo Bills.
Couldn't tell you.
Not anymore.
I mean, they could win 49-0 next week, and it wouldn't shock me. And they could lose 35-7, and it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think McDermott is terrible.
There's much more talk to that now.
I think he is terrible.
Look, because you can't blame Josh Allen for every single minute thing he does wrong.
You can try.
Some of it is deserved, yeah.
Absolutely.
But scheme-wise,
terrible.
The past 2 years, it's just been, all right, Josh, go win the game.
You got it, dude.
I'll take no blame. It's all on you, pal. I can't help but think if Rodgers didn't get hurt, the Jets win the division.
Probably.
Because Miami and Buffalo both are
very wishy-washy.
Yeah, no consistency.
Well, not true. Miami consistently loses to good teams.
Consistently beats bad teams.
And consistently beats bad teams. So, yeah, I don't know. That division's doesn't feel as competitive as it is, and doesn't feel as competitive as we thought it would be.
And now, do you put any stock into the rumor that Belichick might get fired mid-year? There's no way.
It's a fun thought.
Is it?
It is. I think that the whole trade situation is more likely than him getting fired. Because is there a deadline on trading coaches?
I don't think so.
Does that count as the NFL trade deadline?
I want to say no. I don't know how that works, honestly. I didn't even know you could trade coaches.
I didn't either.
Theoretically.
Well, Sean Payton.
That was a trade, yeah.
Technically.
Terrible trade in retrospect.
Yeah.
Would Bill accept a trade? I don't know if even Bill wants to keep coaching.
Have a choice?
Yeah. Well, you just say, well, I'm going to retire.
Well, that's true. But he wouldn't retire mid-season. So if they're like, Bill, we're going to trade you or you're fired.
I'm just going to retire.
I don't think he would do that.
You want to coach a team for half a year that you're going to leave next year anyway?
Maybe you stay.
Maybe you stay.
Who knows?
Belichick to the Raiders as defensive coordinator.
As backup defense, as linebackers coach, because they do have that opening.
That's correct. The only opening they have right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be fun. It's a fun theory, but let's talk power rankings.
Let's talk game of the week.
New game of the week, correct. I'm going Browns-Ravens.
Should be much better than the first go-round.
Should be. Watson's back. Watson looked good. Defense playing elite. Easy to do when your offense is manageable. Can we stop Lamar? That's the big thing. I don't know. I think our corners are good enough. I think our safeties are good enough. I think our pass rush is good enough. But it's Lamar Jackson. He's a magician.
Yeah, but I believe in Jim Schwartz.
I do too. I really do. But it's Lamar Jackson.
Playing back like MVP Lamar.
Yeah.
I'm going with maybe an obvious pick here. Both teams coming off the bye. San Fran and Jacksonville.
Definitely a big game for San Fran.
Can they end the skid here?
Coming off the bye.
Get back on track.
Get back on track. You're beating a top 5 team.
The Jags are like 6-2 right now.
So
on a 4-game winning streak.
Correct.
So a week to prepare. Can you lock down Trevor Lawrence? Who emerges in the Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk?
Well, Kirk's out, right?
Is he officially out this week?
I thought he was. I thought he was like IR out.
Well, in that case, can you lock down Calvin Ridley?
No.
It's been pretty doable so far.
No, he hasn't been looked at so far.
Not enough, at least.
Now, Christian Kirk is your main route runner, or Calvin Ridley is your main route runner, as to where everything that Ridley's been running have been not routes you're throwing the football to.
35-yard go routes on the sideline.
Every single play.
Legit.
Every play.
Get the man in the slot. Get him in open space.
Run him over the middle.
Feed him the ball.
Give him the football.
Let's see here. Power rankings-wise.
Big switch-ups this week.
Got some mix-up here.
Big time.
One of which I would have said myself, but you push for it, and I'm not going to argue here.
They deserved it.
Let's go 5 spot.
Dallas Cowboys. They had a phenomenal showing against Philly. Top 2 team.
Again, should have won that game,
Should
honestly.
have won. And no other team that played showed me they deserved to be in the top 5 other than them.
Yeah, having San Fran and Jacksonville both on bye. They were on the fringe. Jacksonville especially on that win streak.
Yeah.
Depending how this week goes, might make their way back in.
Cincy was knocking on the door, and then they went from being Cincinnati to being...
Second half shutout.
Yeah. And I don't even like our 3 spot because they got shut out in the second half. But
Agreed.
again, there's no one else that I can put in and be confident about.
And just trusting their defense especially. It's
Correct.
And we know what the offense can be. But Dallas at 5. I like it. We're going to stand for it. Jags at 4.
Yep.
Same thing off the bye. 6-2 record. 4-game win streak. Big matchup this week.
Big time. For both teams.
Could potentially jump up a spot here with a win over San Fran.
Depending on how the other teams play, yes.
But
we might get a newcomer next week. If my game of the week goes how I wish it would.
That's very possible.
We might get a newcomer.
Very possible. 3 spot, Chiefs.
Just looked, it was
stale. Yeah.
Yeah. They should go to Frankfurt. Everyone who's going to Frankfurt should have a bye week before. Fly there, practice on your bye week. The whole entire game just looked jet lagged.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
And again, we know what the Chiefs are and can be.
Correct.
But kind of like the Bills, kind of like the Dolphins, kind of like Philly to a degree, haven't quite put everything together over a 3-4 week stretch.
Philly has been.
They're on the
over the
upswing
last
now.
6 weeks.
Yeah, finally.
So, speaking of Philly, our number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Which you can make an argument for 1, but
You could.
I like our 1 a lot.
I do too. And I like it for opportunities as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because the number 1 is the Baltimore Ravens. And if the Browns topple the king,
They're at least in the top 5,
you're at least in the top 5.
if not higher.
Especially if the Niners beat the Jags.
Or if that game just sucks
Or if that game just
and
sucks.
both teams look flat.
Honestly, if it's a great game in Baltimore and it's a one score differential, I might just say you can veto it, but I'm going to say the Browns are top 5.
look at that defense alone. The only question was Watson, and based on just last week, he's
back.
getting back to where he eventually will be.
Should be, yes.
So moving forward, their top 5 team, it's tough to argue with. Again, barring a repeat of their first matchup with Baltimore.
Correct.
Which it'll be much better this time
Should
around.
be better than Dorian Thompson-Robinson throwing 3 picks and nothing else.
Yeah.
So, now let's talk fantasy. Heads up, we're taking a bye week on sleepers this week.
Wonder why.
We don't want to draft another team for Shane.
He did win.
He did win last week, so that's 2 asterisks in a row.
Super close matchup. We were all within, I think, 8 points of each other.
From the winner to the loser.
It was like 89 to 84 to 81.
So great sleeper week.
Apparently, Shane wins. So be it.
Me and Tim tied 2 and 4. Something like
you guys
that.
both have 2 wins. I have 4.
So,
but really, you have 2 wins. We combined have 2 wins, and I have 4 wins.
Yeah. So I have 3. You have 5. Shane has
0. That's a shame. Yeah.
So we're gonna take a bye week and figure all that out.
I'm still in favor of calling Shane live on show. It'd be pretty funny, but other than that, really nothing to go over fantasy-wise besides a couple guys that have underperformed.
Big time. So Saquon, Garrett Wilson, Tony Pollard, and Dameon Pierce. Saquon hasn't necessarily underperformed. He's just now in a situation where he will not be able to perform.
And that's the thing. Really, with all 4 of these guys, you really can't blame them for their shortcomings.
I say the same thing for Garrett Wilson. I mean, Zach Wilson's not going to throw the ball for 350 yards a game. Aaron Rodgers, week to week, continues to look like he is 100%.
He said he's, quote, a few fortnights from returning.
Yeah, so a couple weeks.
Whatever that means. Who knows? But
fortnights a week.
I don't know if Aaron Rodgers knows that, though.
He does. He wouldn't have said that if he didn't know. So Aaron Rodgers is saying 2 to 4 weeks he'll be back, is what a few to me is. Maybe 3 to 5.
That's still outrageous to think about that.
But hold on to Garrett Wilson.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or trade him if you can get good value.
Yeah, I think most leagues' deadlines are like this week.
So if you got a last-minute trade that you want to pull off or try to pull off, go for it. Trade for Garrett Wilson.
That's my thing, yeah.
Definitely.
Dameon Pierce, same thing. Really can't blame him.
I kind of do. Because he has the same team from last year, different head coach. But he's getting the opportunities. He's doing nothing with the football. He is not explosive at all. Very Najee Harris-esque.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Pollard, terrible coaching. That's all that boils down to.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 2 weeks where he had 16 and 20 touches, and he had like 100-plus yards or close with a score or 2.
Give the man the ball and give him the ball in space. It's not hard to figure out.
Give him the ball correctly.
It's not hard to figure out.
But that's all I have for those guys.
Yeah, other than that, there's really been no one that came to mind as far as, I mean, you got guys got hurt, but you can't, blame them for that or plan for that. It's part of fantasy.
Correct.
So overall, I think in our league at least, I'm down to 4 and 5. You're up to 5 and 4.
5 and 4. Because I smoked you.
Yeah, it wasn't close.
Let's
give a
not that
let's
bad.
see.
It was kind of close.
Larry Vaughn, 7 and 2,
Still
leading the pack.
leading the pack.
Then you go Matt Gordon, 6 and 3, who I've beat twice,
Hell.
and the one and only producer Shane, 6 and 3. Is there an asterisk there? It's possible.
Probably.
And your boy Trey Shepard also 6 and 3 as well. This week, I think I have our boy Evan Keaton,
Heyo.
friend of the show.
Good friend of the show. And I have Matt Gordon,
Ooh, good
friend
luck.
of the show.
Good luck.
I am projected to beat him by 10. He is starting Kyler Murray.
Ooh, that could be
So that's
could spice
interesting.
things up.
But in Etienne against San Fran can be scary. He's got Kelsey out on bye, Swift out on bye, Mostert out on bye, and Puka out on bye.
Ooh, man, you cut him at the right time.
So
Meanwhile, Evan Keaton is starting both Jordan Love and Aaron Jones. And the Baltimore defense against your Brownies.
I don't dislike that.
Not at all. That could be very nice. I have the Dallas defense against the G-men.
Although what I would consider, Evan, because this is going to come out before lineups are locked in, I would throw Nico Collins in for Garrett Wilson and throw Cooper in your flex.
And he'll probably go Philly.
I'd probably start Geno Smith against Washington.
Yeah, there's no way I'm starting Jordan Love.
And I would start Pittsburgh's defense, I think, over Baltimore. I don't know. That's another team that, like, it wouldn't shock me if they put up 75 points.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, finally Christian Watson caught a touchdown when he's deep on my bench.
About time.
But what do I know? 5-4.
Hey, in the hunt.
So, talk NCAA, then go to break?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing here. Let's burn through some quick college football news. This weekend you had Texas over K-State in a close one.
Well, let's finally talk about the elephant in the room in college football. Now that everything's pretty much solidified.
I still don't know what to make of it.
The whole scandal, I believe, is now over from everything I've seen.
Seems to be.
NCAA said there's no actual solid evidence that connects Harbaugh to Connor Stallions buying those tickets and going to the games. So, as far as I can tell, he's getting out scot-free.
Look, do I believe that? Probably not. But if it's not there, it's not there.
There's no paper trail.
Apparently, it's just Connor Stallions, Michigan superfan, who wrote like an 800-page essay on how to fix the football program.
Yeah.
As like a rogue agent. Hilarious.
It is.
Very odd, but apparently Harbaugh's hands are clean. So
what was even funnier was Rutgers' response.
I didn't see that.
They had, I think it was Rutgers, but they had 4 play callers in different colored hoodies.
Yeah.
All doing slightly different hand signals.
And based on the quarter, to switch it up.
Yeah.
Good way to go about it. I still think, like we mentioned last week, just give headsets to the players and eliminate this whole thing. I don't know why they haven't done that yet, but hopefully looking into next year, that becomes a change that they actually make.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I know one of the investigatory companies was like
Ryan Day's
brother.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of things maybe we still don't know yet. But
the anonymous tipper is allegedly Ohio State.
Yeah, either way, it's probably my favorite college story since like Manti Te'o.
Yeah.
In terms of just entertainment
we don't talk about that
value. We don't? No.
Notre Dame legend.
That he was.
He was.
That he was. Speaking of Notre Dame, you had Clemson.
Do we have to?
Over Notre Dame. I'm just going to mention it.
Clemson always plays Notre Dame tough, so I wasn't shocked.
No, especially being in Clemson.
Yeah, I was not surprised.
It's not a bad loss.
It sucks, but I'm not surprised.
What are you going to do, you know?
Yeah. Get over it is what we're going to do.
You had Georgia over Mizzou in a tight one. Georgia continues they keep winning, but close games have not looked like Georgia of last year.
Is Ohio State actually the number 1 team in the country?
I keep wanting to say no.
Because they're not. It's Michigan. And I know you can't say that, but we know it's true.
But the problem is, we'll know a lot more about that after this weekend. Because Michigan goes to Penn State. Michigan's not played anybody. Take care of business? Yes. Give them that.
What? Ohio State's played Notre Dame, who's now a 3-loss team. They've lost to 2 unranked teams.
Yeah, it's still very good, though. And we beat Penn State, too.
Who is Penn State, bro?
A little brother.
Not really.
Beat Rutgers. Rutgers is 6-2.
Rutgers has never beaten Ohio State in the history of college football.
No, nor should they. But you know what? They're on the upswing.
That's all. I'm getting sick and tired of this narrative that the Big Ten's good. Because, yes, their records are good, but they're terrible football teams.
The Big Ten is good if you like to watch great defense shoddy offense.
Not even really great defense, though.
Unless
you're watching, like, Ohio State versus Rutgers. Yes, Ohio State's defense looked great.
As they should.
Now if you're watching Rutgers versus Indiana, sure, there might be some great defense played.
Have you watched any of Iowa this year?
I refuse, actually.
Join the club. Yeah, It's like going into a time machine.
Yeah, I mean, the narrative that the Big Ten is the super tough is unreal.
Now, it is tough,
It's tough.
physically tough.
No. It's tough for one game, two, and it's Michigan versus Ohio State, and then Michigan versus Ohio State for the conference championship.
Yeah.
That's it. That's when the Big Ten's tough.
Yeah, you've got your two front runners. You got Penn State, who's good but will never reach that next level.
No.
And you've got 7 teams that are competitive, good, but still never going to reach the level of Ohio State and Michigan.
Competitive and good are two wild statements for the 7 teams left in the Big Ten.
I mean, it's all relative, you know.
Like, they have the occasional star that comes out of the school, and that's it.
It's a fair assessment. But hey, you know, we're getting UCLA next year, getting USC.
Oh, USC. That's
If Caleb stays in school, who knows?
even then. I think Lincoln Riley does a good enough job at recruiting where they could,
if he stays.
where they could actually be potentially a tough team. I have a theory about Lincoln Riley that I think you'll love.
Let's hear it.
So I was talking to a Cowboys fan the other day.
That usually never ends well.
We very quickly, I was like, the Cowboys suck. He's like, and I'm like, you have never seen success in your life from the Cowboys. He's like, well, I have a Super Bowl ring. And I was like, you weren't alive.
No, yeah, you don't have one. You weren't on the team.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, you have a replica. That's really cool, and I'm glad you're such a fan. But you weren't alive, so you can't.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count. And I was like, realistically, Mike McCarthy sucks. Fire him. Promote the defensive coordinator to
Dan
head
Quinn.
coach.
Yep.
This is where it gets wild. Give Lincoln Riley whatever money he wants to be your offensive coordinator.
I don't hate it.
Literally anything he wants.
I don't hate that at all. I think he's better suited for a coordinator role.
Absolutely.
Doesn't need to be head coach. Don't worry about anything else except calling the correct plays to get Tony Tollard the goddamn football.
Yeah. Make him your OCO. Have Dan Quinn handpick your DCO.
Also named Dan Quinn.
Exactly. Give Lincoln Riley the world's largest contract for a coach ever and just make him your OCO.
And the thing is, Jerry's crazy enough that he might just actually do that.
Exactly. Jerry, if you're listening,
Oh, he is.
I would like 3%.
That's more than fair.
Just saying. Of Lincoln's contract.
Because barring a NFC Championship game appearance, and even that, you might still get McCarthy
There
fired.
should be. Well, we said that last year, too.
That we did. It didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
But hey,
We'll say it again.
let's keep moving forward, you know?
Yeah.
On to 2024. We them boys. Lincoln Riley he can get behind that slogan.
I think he could. So we're going to go to a quick break, come back straight into the NBA. We have a fun little game that we've been holding off.
For like a month and a half, I've been waiting for this.
So that'll be fun to come back into. So SnS back after this.
Cam, I think we're long overdue to start getting back in shape.
I would have to be inclined to agree.
Because it's been quite a while. And I'm at the point now where I'm about to be 25 years old. You know, we got a quarter century done.
I don't think I've been in shape since like junior year of high school.
I'd say probably 20 or 21 was my peak. And all downhill since then.
Don't say that.
It was my peak to this point.
We haven't peaked yet.
But we know where to go to if you want to peak again.
Where's that?
Our boy, Evan
Our
Keaton,
boy.
ACE certified personal trainer, has a new thing going on now.
New thing.
We got group fitness classes every Tuesday starting on the 21st of this month. And it's based on intensity level. You're going to go low, medium, and high. That'll be located at 477 North Scott Street in New Carlisle. And for more information and pricing, you can check out allthingsfit.org. Contact him at 937-308-6324 and allthingsfit15@gmail.com. In addition to that, this man has on-location services to come train you personally and brings his own equipment.
Correct. So, and if you're not comfortable with that, now you have group fitness classes that you can attend based on what you're looking to get. If you're a high intensity workout kind of guy, He's got that medium, low, etc. The man's making moves.
And we're happy to get the word out about that.
Absolutely.
And honestly, the class idea is it's motivation.
It's a very good idea.
Because you don't want to be the low man on the totem pole.
No, you don't. You want to be like, okay, I've had 3 low intensity classes. I think it's time for me to move up to medium.
Yeah, I want to be the star pupil here.
Yeah.
Getting gold stars. I don't know if he does that or not, but
so phenomenal idea, Evan. I'm proud of you. You're really making moves. So hopefully it works out as to whatever your goal is. I hope you succeed.
As long as that goal is not beating me in fantasy this week.
Or taking down the SnS Nation.
Ooh, I think we already have one saboteur involved with that.
We do. I don't think he has any connection to Evan Keaton, a certified personal trainer, though.
To my knowledge.
Not to my knowledge either.
Now let's go to the NBA, where I've got a grid game here. It was supposed to be for both you and Shane. But take a look at that. Pick out which grid you want to go to first.
Take a look at that. So we are going to post a picture of the grid on the episode promo also, so you guys can play along. So the top line is Lakers, Bulls, in a 40-plus point game. The left side is a Knick, a Magic, and 5 All-Star appearances.
Now, I think you probably should get all these, but I will be as quick as I can on the Google to make sure your answers are correct.
So how this works is if I want to do a Laker, then I have to guess a guy who is a Laker and a Knick, a Laker and a Magic, and a Laker and a 5-time All-Star.
So pick your order wisely here.
Because you cannot...
You can't reuse players.
You can't repeat.
So where are we starting off at?
I think I'm going to try and go down the 40-plus point game column.
Okay.
Knick, first thing that comes to mind is Carmelo Anthony.
That's got to be a lock.
So that plays, for sure.
Yeah. Do you have a pen over there?
I do.
Also, I don't think Carmelo would apply to any other grid except, I guess, 5-time All-Star and 40 points. So, good decision there.
Magic 40-plus point game.
Yeah, Carmelo had 62 at the Garden.
Yeah. I remember that game. Magic, I don't think Shaq or Howard ever got it.
Not a 40 banger?
Maybe, but I'm not confident. So I'm going to swing on Tracy McGrady.
Ooh, I like that. Let's see. T-Mac, 40-point game for the Magic.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of like obscure guys too, because I was trying to go for like the
rarity.
Lowest.
Yeah. And we're gonna go a 3-strike system since we don't have the original game as it was. It was gonna be like a tug of war, so we're gonna go 3 strikes.
See, T-Mac's highest scoring game, he definitely had handfuls with Orlando. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, and 62.
Awesome. 40-plus point game with a 5-time All-Star. This is where I'm going to throw...
Alex Caruso.
Not quite. I think I'm going to throw... Oh, has he been an All-Star? He's had to have been an All-Star 5 times.
Yeah, I've got a clear answer here that does not apply to any other square.
This one doesn't either.
But also not very obscure, so...
I think I'm going to throw Anthony Davis out there.
That should definitely apply. He's got to be a 5-time All-Star.
Yeah, that's the only question mark for me. He's definitely hit 40.
I would go with Larry Legend.
Yeah, that plays.
But again, I mean, not a very deep pull. Let's see. AD has been a 8-time All-Star.
There we go.
And definitely has 40. No strikes so far. I thought you'd do pretty well at this.
All right.
But can we go immaculate? That's the question.
Bulls. The Knicks line is tough, honestly. So I'm gonna. Man, the Bulls line is tough too. Bulls Magic. Oh no, that's easy actually. Bull Knick. Who's a Bull Knick? Oh man. Oh, This might be risky, but I'm going to throw Dennis Smith Jr. out there.
Ooh. That'd be a deep pull. Yeah, I didn't write down my answer for this.
I want to say he was on the Bulls at one point.
Dennis Smith Jr. was never a Bull.
Never a Bull. Okay, there's one strike.
He was a Maverick, a Knick, at the time, a Hornet, a Piston, and a Net, and a Trailblazer.
Journeyman.
Yeah, but never a Bull.
Okay. Nick
Strike
Bull, one. I don't want to go obvious yet because there is a very obvious one, but I want to try and swing again because I think I can fill out the rest with 2 strikes. Maybe. The Laker Nick is very scary too.
I believe in you.
But Bull Nick. That's tough.
No chance Shane would get this, right?
He would get the obvious one, for sure. Can I even think of? I think JR retired a Cav. I don't think he ever.
He was never a Bull, was he?
I don't think so. There might be like 1 year after LeBron left to the Lakers that he went and played for a little bit or something, but I don't think so. Oh, man. I don't think Wendell Carter Jr. was a Knick. I'll just lock in Derrick Rose.
Safe one right there.
Bull Magic. So there's the obvious one. But I want to try and swing a not so obvious one. I don't think Shaq was ever a Bull.
No, one of the few teams he did not play for.
Correct.
Some other options for your Knicks and Bulls, what do you think? Tyson Chandler.
Oh, yeah.
Joakim Noah.
Oh, yep.
Small little stint there in New York.
I forgot about that.
Charles Oakley.
Yep.
Ryan Arcidiacono.
Ooh,
Villanova legend.
Legend. Bull Magic.
Jimmer Fredette.
Wow. Yeah.
Both a Bull and a Knick.
Wow. Bull Magic. I honestly don't know if I can think of anyone besides Nikola Vucevic.
That's your clear one. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and lock that in.
Let's see some other options there. You got Horace Grant, Ben
Forgot
Wallace,
about him. Oh, I forgot about Ben playing for the Bulls.
DJ Augustine.
Yeah.
How about Drew Gooden?
Cavs legend.
Cavs legend. Steve Kerr, Robin
Bull,
Lopez.
5-time All-Star. The obvious ones like Jordan and Pippen. But was Artis Gilmore good enough to be a 5-time All-Star?
Well, I want to say yes.
Because I know didn't he win a couple MVPs? Or was close?
Artis Gilmore, of course, Hall of Famer. MVP in 71, 72, and 73 and 74.
Had to be at least a 4-time All-Star.
Is that a final answer?
Yeah.
11-time All-Star.
What a piece, dude.
Also,
Big
one of the
party.
best afros of all time.
Absolutely. All right.
We're down to the Laker line.
The Laker line. Laker Nick, Laker Magic, Laker 5-time All-Star.
All right, so you got a couple clear, easy ones here. Laker Nick, I think, is most difficult.
Is it? I think he might have just been a Laker Bull. Or was he just a Laker? No, he had to go somewhere else. All right, I'm going to throw a strike out there potentially and say Derek Fisher.
Oh, I want to say that plays.
I don't think he was a career Laker.
We need Knicks here.
Nick, yeah.
Derek Fisher. Never a Knick.
Dang it. Okay.
There's one obvious current one, of course, if need be.
Yeah.
Is that 2 strikes now?
2 strikes.
Got to be safe.
Yeah, got to be safe. So I'm going to go to the Laker 5-time All-Star. And I'm going to go RIP the GOAT, Kobe Bryant.
Definitely applies.
I was kind of thinking about throwing Pau Gasol there, too.
I was going to go like Jerry West or somebody old school.
Yeah. Laker Magic.
Again, one clear, obvious one, but can you dig deeper?
I'm going to try. But if not, then I do have that pool in my back pocket, obviously. Really the front pocket. But there's actually a couple obvious ones.
See, I would love this as head-to-head with Shane.
And I think I'm thinking 2 centers for sure, right? But I think there's a third one that I believe was drafted to the Magic. I'm
struggling with the second one.
Is this who I want to strike out on? Well, it's Shaq and Dwight Howard are the 2 obvious ones.
Yeah, I forgot Dwight was a Laker. Yeah. But the third pick, does he go for it?
I'm going to throw out JaVale McGee.
I think that plays. I would go ahead and write that down. JaVale McGee went to the Wizards to start his career. Denver, Philly, Dallas, Golden State, LA Lakers, Cleveland, Denver again, Phoenix, Dallas, Sacramento.
Oh.
Never on Orlando Magic.
All right, that's 3 strikes. So I'm out.
But you had the obvious there.
But yeah, Shaq or Dwight Howard plays. So I'll go ahead and write Shaq in.
And you had your Laker Nick.
Honestly, I can't think of who the obvious one is, but for some reason, I want to say Danny Green.
Was Danny Green ever a Nick?
I think so.
Let's see, Danny Green, Cleveland, Sacramento, Toronto, Lakers, Philly, Memphis, Cleveland, Philly. Never a Nick.
Huh.
Let's see, players for both Lakers and Knicks.
I'm trying to think of like deeper.
Again, you have your obvious current one, Julius Randle.
Oh yeah, I could not even think of him, to be honest.
Other options here.
Probably like Wilt Chamberlain, right?
Is he a Nick?
I feel like he played for every single basketball team. His resume always shocks me every time I look at it.
Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, Linsanity.
Tyson Chandler again.
Yep.
The currently named Meta Sandiford Artest.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor Ariza.
Yep.
Friend of the show, Reggie Bullock.
Ooh, I don't remember his stint with the Lakers at all.
JR, Wesley Matthews, DeAndre Jordan, Matt Barnes.
Ooh.
Podcast legend.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah.
Was he drafted by
I think
LA?
so, yeah.
Cam Reddish.
Now, yeah.
Melo would have played there. You said Wilt?
I think so.
Let's take a look here. I feel like I don't know if Wilt was ever a Nick.
I just feel like he played everywhere.
Philly, San Fran, Philly, Lakers. Never a Nick. Only 3 teams.
Huh. What about deeper? Did we go? I don't remember what you said for Bulls Knicks or Bulls Magic, if you even went there. But definitely a fun game. I would like to do this more.
Yeah, hopefully whenever Shane does come back, we'll get head-to-head. If you guys want to make up some baseball ones for me, we'll do football for everybody. Viewer suggestions would be cool. Because, I play grids every night.
Oh, and I would love to figure out how to... If his has a built-in webcam, you should be able to do it and make YouTube shorts out of them.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those. It's got to be pretty simple, right?
Because, you would just have to do OBS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do it on my computer at home and make TikToks.
Yeah, I think I could probably do baseball in 2-3 minutes.
You can also pause if need be.
Nah, it's cheating.
It's what everybody does.
Well, not me.
But yeah, they're never this easy though.
Well, as the first one, I tried to give a couple softballs in
And,
there.
yeah, there's a couple, but
I don't want to go
still
like
tough overall.
Blazers, Hornets, something a little deeper like that. Now, regular NBA news. Want to start off with Jamal Murray, your
Yeah.
most improved player pick?
Set to miss significant time. I can't. Is it a hamstring injury?
Hammy. Yep.
At least a couple weeks. Hopefully not more than that. Then he could still be in the running. I think Shane's got that one locked in though because Cam Thomas has been balling out of control.
Yes, he has.
It's unreal.
You got some numbers?
500,000 points per game, no assists.
The Jordan Poole special.
So Cam Thomas is averaging 28.7, 4 boards and 2.4 assists. Last year he averaged 10.6, 1.7 rebounds, and 1.4 assists.
It's a decent increase.
The other one, who in my opinion is already locked in, most improved player. We talked about it already last week.
Alex Caruso just continues to get better and better.
Michael Porter Jr.
Michael, what'd you call him? Michael Dime God? Michael.
No. Michael Porter Jr. Porter Jr.
That's right.
Because he went from 0.8 assists per game to 1.1 to 1.0, now at 2.0.
Who doubled his output.
Unreal.
And now with Jamal Murray down,
Career
maybe he goes up
high.
to 3.
Career high of 3 assists in 2 different games.
It's his career high.
I don't know. I'm making that up.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me, though, honestly.
But yeah, it would not shock. If your highest average before this was 1.1 assists per game, then yeah, that's probably your career highest 3.
Catch and shoot legend.
Not even that. Just catch, dribble around, take a 100% triple contested 3.
But don't pass.
Don't pass.
God forbid you pass.
So now Cam Thomas is doing the same thing.
Well, the guy who's not doing the same thing, my Rookie of the Year pick, Scoot Henderson, off to a pretty slow start so far. Only 8.8 points a game, 4.6 assists, and 4 turnovers per
Tough.
game.
Yeah, 4 turnovers is rough.
So not only not scoring, but,
Still less turnovers than Victor Wembanyama, though.
well, that's a pretty low bar. At least according to us. Victor had a rough night tonight. I think he finished last I saw was 1 for 9 from the field.
Yeah. With how many turnovers, though?
Let's see, they lost by 21 to the Knicks. Victor, 14 points, 9 boards on 4-14 shooting. 3 turnovers.
Career low.
Yeah, dropping that number down some.
Nice. Love to see it. Drastic improvements right away.
That's what you like to see. Mavericks were 6-1, lost tonight to Toronto. But prior to that, only lost to Denver.
Fun fact about that game with the new ugly-ass courts they're painting. They're terrible. I haven't seen anyone in the NBA community say any of them are good.
And that includes people on Twitter, like fans.
Yes.
I've not heard one positive thing.
No. It's a terrible idea. But apparently in that game, the Denver Nuggets arena staff, whoever paints the court, painted the three-point line too close.
How does that get by?
I don't know.
Surely they have it all measured out and checked 15 times.
Yeah, nobody checked.
And no one, shooting in warm-ups?
They did. They said everything felt super close. But, you can't repaint the court.
Yeah, surely, though, Jokic would be like, hey, guys, this is not right.
I don't think so.
If it was half an inch off,
I don't
he knows.
think
He knows.
Jokic would know.
No?
I don't think
He just doesn't
has-
care.
I don't think he has any distance measurement capabilities at all. I think he's like, see basket, I put ball
Shoot
in
the ball.
basket.
Yeah. Have you seen a guy who, I can't even say he doesn't care, because he has to care some.
It feels like he's working a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It's very Kawhi Leonard-esque.
I don't know. Kawhi's got that
But even,
mentality in him, though.
even more it's fun.
I do it because I have to.
Yeah.
And he puts up 36, 14, and 12.
He is the now 4th in total triple-doubles in a career, all time.
And how much did he beat LeBron by in terms of
He
quickest
passed
games?
LeBron to 109. LeBron's at 108. Obviously, it can change. But it was like 864 less games.
That's like almost 10 years worth of basketball.
Yeah. And it's funny, like, I feel like people are going to use that now to, like, say LeBron sucks. But it's like Russell Westbrook has almost 200 triple-doubles.
Yeah.
And everybody says he sucks.
Man, I would love to go back to that like 2-year stretch where it's just Russ in OKC.
Just triple-doubling, dude.
I never played fantasy hoops, but
I'm sure
I can't imagine how much higher he was than
basketball MVP.
anybody else.
Yeah.
And now a decent role player, you know?
Still solid. Still, hopefully he's at like 198. I hope he can crest 200.
Oh, by the end of the year for sure.
Hopefully.
Yeah. A game where Kawhi and Paul George are both sick. Got to rest tonight.
Yeah.
And Russ takes over.
Him and Jimmy.
You have I had a team of the week last week too. The Pels went what, 4-1, 3-2?
2-3.
Ooh, must have missed one in there.
They beat the Thunder and the Pistons and lost to the Hawks, Nuggets, and Timberwolves tonight.
Now I know Zion missed a few of those games, right?
Correct. But rough showing. I was expecting 3-2. I was expecting the loss to the Nuggets, and potentially a loss to the Thunder. Definitely not a loss to the Hawks or the Timberwolves. So they let me down.
Yeah, 3-game skid. They go to Houston next and then host 2 against Dallas on like a 7-game home stretch.
My new team of the week. Tough schedule, kind of. Not really. One tough game in there. Let me see if they won tonight real quick.
You went to Memphis, right?
Yep. $4 tickets. They did win tonight. I went to Brooklyn Nets, so they beat the Clippers tonight by 7, 193. And let's just give a little box score recap there for you. Paul George, 7 for 20, 24 points, 2 for 10 from 3. Kawhi Leonard, 7 for 16, 1 for 6 from 3, 17 points. Russell Westbrook, 6 for 18, 1 for 5 from 3 with 7 rebounds, 8 assists, and 13 points. James Harden, 4 for 9, 2 for 5 from 3, 8 boards, 5 assists, 12 points.
5 turnovers.
Correct. Cam Thomas tonight, 6 for 14, 0 for 2 from 3, 14 points. Lonnie Walker the fourth, 8 for 16, 3 for 7 from 3, with 21 points as the leader of the team. Yeah, pretty much subpar performances across the board tonight from both teams.
Yeah, but a win's a win.
But a win is a win. Then we play the Celtics. Tough game. Absolutely tough game. And then we play the Wizards and the Magic.
Winnable.
Should be 3-1.
I'm going with the Timberwolves.
A win over our Pelicans tonight.
Won tonight, beat the Pels with no Zion. Then they go to San Antonio. Yeah, they can lock up Victor. And then 2 back-to-back in Golden State. So maybe you split there, 3-1 week. We'll take it.
Not bad.
After the 2-3 week we both had, need a rebound.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to go over NBA-wise?
Pretty much sums it up.
How about UFC?
How about it? I know we're very excited for this card that we are going to buy this Saturday.
As we always do.
As we always do. And we are going to give you our official predictions for the main card, but we're going to go over some notable fights across the board. On the prelims, the most notable fight, Jared Gordon fighting Mark Madsen. Jared Gordon, minus 200 favorite, not super heavy. Vet, Marco Madsen, 12-1 on the come up. So, tough fight for Jared Gordon for sure.
He's a tough man.
Absolutely. And all of the prelims are going to be bangers, even if you don't recognize these guys' names. So just tune in. It's free to watch the prelims.
Correct.
So no reason not to watch them. Then we get into the pay-per-view, man. Jessica Andrade versus Mackenzie Dern.
Now, I know the co-main and main are huge fights, but this one actually might be the best fight on the card. You never know. I like Andrade to win. She's pound for pound, maybe the strongest fighter in the women's side of the sport. I think she probably have like plus 200.
Plus 175.
Yeah, pretty even. I do like Dern a lot, but I think we're going to see Andrade go in there with that strength, rock the ground game, take her down, keep her down, and get a decision victory.
Decision victory.
Going decision victory.
I'm going sub for Andrade.
Ooh, I mean, that wouldn't shock me either.
Now we get into the absolute bangers.
I've not been excited for two fights at this level in quite a while. And we've had some great cards this year.
One interim title fight and one full-on undisputed title fight. Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall.
The two best prospects, at this point, pretty well established, not even prospects anymore. But as soon as Jones retires, these guys will be fighting for the belt for the next 5-10 years.
Should.
Problem is, who the hell wins?
It's going to go back and forth every fight. So, Sergey, terrifying.
That's putting it nicely.
I don't know if he's affected by a punch.
You said it earlier, he has the chin of Jesus Christ.
Yes. Notable, solid chin. Came back from the dead.
To be fair, never seen Sergey and Jesus in the same room at the same time.
Neither have I, but I've also never seen Jesus get knocked out.
That's a fair point.
So, and he came back from the dead. So,
yeah, if Tom wins, it has to be by probably decision. Because I don't think he definitely doesn't get a knockout, and I don't think he finishes.
I don't think you can knock out Sergey Pavlovich.
No.
I do not think that's possible.
And nothing against Tom striking. The dude's got heavy hands.
I don't think Francis Ngannou could knock out Sergey Pavlovich.
I don't think prime Mike Tyson could knock out
That might be the only caveat.
I don't think Shane Brook could knock out Sergey Pavlovich.
That's saying a lot. I think Shane Brook can knock out a fly.
More importantly, how can Tom avoid that giant right-hand bomb from Sergey?
Fight like Tom. He's a very strategic, technical fighter. Gets his strikes when he can. Very defensive. Maybe shoot a couple times. Try and get him on the ground. Sergey hasn't really had that. We don't know if Sergey has ground game or not. So make him uncomfortable if you can, if that's even possible. Maybe he's just always uncomfortable. Maybe that's why he's so good.
Wouldn't know one way or the other. Doesn't show it.
No, he has less expressions than Alex Pereira.
And that's only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the key here I think is going to be cardio because neither guy has really had any long fights at all.
And maybe it's not.
It could very well end in 30 seconds.
Maybe it's really not a cardio battle either. Maybe it's whoever lands the big hit because they both have unreal power.
Yeah, I think if Sergey wins, it's by knockout like it's been his whole career so far.
Yeah.
If Tom wins, you got to keep the distance. Like you said, get your strikes when you can, piece him up, and avoid that bomb.
Yeah. Now, it's time to talk about probably fight of the year.
Before that, I'm going to go Sergey, second round KO.
I'm going to take Tom, first round KO.
Ooh, head kick.
Or flying knee, actually.
Ooh, you never know.
But I think we're going to see Sergey go down, finally.
Either way, it should be an absolute banger of a
And
fight.
it should be an immediate rematch.
Yeah, naturally, because John's not going to fight either of these guys.
And it'll be 8 months anyways, regardless.
Yeah.
So
Your main event.
maybe you give a shot to Gon. But,
I think they both piece Gon up pretty well.
but I don't know. The main event, Yuri Prohaska versus Alex Pereira.
Two of the most entertaining characters, true warriors in the
Yes.
sport.
They are both samurai versus a Brazilian war general. I don't know what
That all applies. Yeah.
I don't know what they're called, Like samurai is a very well-known thing. Brazilian culture is pretty quiet, other than soccer.
Now, you mentioned a great idea. Don't even put him in the octagon.
No,
Just give Yuri a samurai sword. Give Alex his bow.
just have them
And-
hunt each other through Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
Fans included.
I'm here for it. If there's collateral damage, so be it.
Oh well, I'd be happy to take a bow shot from Alex Pereira to the chest while my head's getting cut off
That's
by
an-
Yuri
it's an
Prohaska.
honor.
Exactly. Actually, Yuri, just give me the sword. I'll go ahead and seppuku. Get out of here.
Ooh. Also an honor.
Absolutely.
But as far as in the octagon action,
It should be an absolute bloodbath.
and yet I have no clue how it's going to go.
Neither do I.
I think most likely because Yuri has such a weird defense where he likes to just eat shots.
Correct.
But you can't eat shots from Alex Pereira
You would think.
until he does.
But I genuinely believe that Yuri's training is him headbutting trees
That would not shock me at all.
until he legitimately cannot be knocked out.
And Yuri just decides, like he's been knocked out before during fights
Yeah.
and said, nah, I'm just going to keep fighting. I'm good.
Yeah.
Now, can that happen against Alex? I don't know, but it wouldn't shock me.
I don't know. This fight is going to be wild.
Two of the, like Yuri is honestly stylistically maybe the most entertaining fighter I've seen in quite some time. There's really unorthodox, weird strikes, elbows, kicks. Alex a little more conventional, but so much power
But
in that left hand.
nuclear.
This could go either way.
It's I don't know.
It should be literally a coin flip.
And I think we're seeing Alex now at his best, now that he's had time to build that light heavyweight body a little better, get cardio up. So we'll see.
I don't think Yuri will take him down.
No.
Definitely has a better ground game than Alex. Although Alex has been working with Glover a lot, so that's going to help your
yeah.
ground game out. But yeah, I see it being just a stand and bang. I don't know if either guy can get knocked out. It might go a full 25.
But what a story.
Oh, absolutely.
Jamal Hill knocks out Glover, or no, wait. Did that fight get stopped? Or did Glover just take every shot to the face? I can't remember. It should have been stopped if it didn't.
Yeah, I think it would the final bell.
But then, unfortunately, we don't have the Jamal Hill versus the prospect, the student yet.
He'll be back.
But I'm sure, obviously, he's going to fight whoever wins this. What a story it would be if it's Pereira versus Jamal Hill for the belt.
Still, one of the best stories in really all of sports.
Yeah.
You go from Alex being Izzy's boogeyman, coming into the UFC, and then his fourth fight is for a belt.
Yep.
Then he moves up, says, yeah, I'll be light heavyweight now. And again, fighting for a belt.
Yeah.
It's big time.
Unreal. And if you win, you're going to fight the guy who retired your coach.
Correct. You can't write that,
No.
but the UFC is.
They
And I
wrote
can't
it.
wait for it. Again, of course, as always, buy it, pay for it like we do.
They wrote it. There's a merger with the WWE, so I'm sure the script's going to get leaked soon.
Nah, even they couldn't write anything this good.
The WWE is full of phenomenal writers.
It's a good place to go to. Yeah. Maybe they could write us a new script. Give us a new producer
That'd
or
be
something
nice.
like that,
That'd be nice.
Because I'm sick and tired of the same old story week after week. Kind of
Exactly.
getting stale.
Exactly.
How about let's go stick pick here, right?
Absolutely.
I believe you were due. I think I
Yeah,
picked
I
it out
think I'm
last
up.
week. Give that a shake. Reach in there.
Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Got 3.
Good Lord. Pick one of them.
Of course, I picked the one that has the smallest font in the history of. No, there's no words on it, actually. Those are just beads.
Let me see if I can even decipher that.
Got any idea? If not, I have one right here.
Yeah,
with
let's go with that one
actual
instead.
words. The San Lotano.
From AJ Fernandez.
Correct.
Again, one of my top 3, maybe top 2 favorite brands.
The Requiem Maduro specifically.
Latano goes for, I think, $11, $12. Great smoke. Very well balanced. And anything AJ is made so perfectly that you'll never be let down.
Absolutely.
Let me pull up the Ash for Catch for this week. After a rough one here last week. I think it went over 3, actually. But we're going with no football action, just UFC. Give me Andrade, give me Pavlovich, give me Yuri. $10 to win 103.
Love it.
Close but no cigar is going to be it wasn't going to be my boys, but actually you had a better story for me.
We went a little off the wall this week with my Close But No Cigar. So I've been playing a lot of Madden lately. I play Ultimate Team, for those of you who don't know. It's like a team builder. You pick any player you want. You play challenges to earn coins, play head-to-head to earn coins, and you buy the players you want, build your team. Some people spend a lot of money
Real money
to buy packs to try and pool limited players and have 90 overall teams. Well, I don't do that. I have not spent a single dollar.
Smart man.
And I still have an 86 overall team, which is very good. And the guy I was playing happened to have a 90 overall team because he had all the brand new cards that just released like 3 days ago. 100% spent a lot of money. So I was down by like 2 with sub 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Crunch time.
So, I don't really do like the trick plays or cheap plays that everybody YouTubes or anything. I just kind of play.
You play real football.
So I like to run a 3 tight end set.
Okay, I take it back. You don't play real football.
So I like to run a 3 tight end set, and I have my Randy Moss, who's an 89 overall with very fast speed, out as my only wideout. And normally he gets a one-on-one pretty much every time. Because one safety will drop if they're in zone, and if they're in zone, I can just lob it up to Randy, easy money. But a lot of times I just run it to the weak side off of the 3 tight end set on the right because I have a fast Arian Foster.
Ooh, sneaky. I like that.
And Randy Moss is really good at holding blocks, so as long as my left tackle holds, then I have a guaranteed 10 yards. Because with the 3 tight end set, their defense automatically shifts to the right.
Yeah.
Their linebackers are over to the right. So if I get a path, it's sometimes 1-play touchdowns. This was not the case. I was struggling very very, very badly against this guy just because of how good his team was. So sub 2 minutes left. I get the score. I'm up. I don't know, 3, I think, when it was all said and done for this drive. I get my 2-point conversion, I'm up 5. Or no, I'm a play ahead, actually. So I was down by 2 possessions. Got the touchdown. We're still sub 2 minutes. So I need 2 possessions in sub 2 minutes, fourth quarter. We're in crunch time. Get the touchdown.
Not looking good.
With 54 seconds left.
Still down a score.
It was 2 points, I think. Get the onside kick. The kicker to that is it would have been a flag because the ball had only went like 5 or 6 yards. It didn't go the full 10. But it bounced off of his guy's hand into my guy's hand.
Not the hands team failure.
So now I have 54 seconds to drive the field when it's been taking me like 3 minutes the entire game. So I line in my 3 tight end set. And I see that Moss is pressed, and there's only one safety back.
Game over.
So, set hike. Moss immediately breaks the press. No, the safety dropped to the right to cover to the tight end because they run like a deep post. Randy Moss wide open. 1-play touchdown. There's like 35 seconds left when it's all said and done. He gets the ball back. I have not been able to stop this guy at all. I kick it normally this time because I don't want him to have any field position. He returns the ball to the 45.
Oh, my God.
So he's got great field position. I think I was up at this point like 5. And he's getting ready to throw that deep ball. And I'm burnt. I mean, I'm completely burnt. I think he had 90 overall Michael Irvin.
Ooh.
Wide open. Dude, and he's like 6'8" for some reason. Wide open. And my little tiny 5'10" Jabril Peppers, I hop on the user, and I run as fast as I can, and the ball was just slightly underthrown where I could pick it off. Picked off his game-winning drive. There's like 20 seconds left. I'm like, screw it. We lined back up in the 3 tight end set. Randy Moss is pressed again. I won the game by 12.
Oh, salt in the wounds.
So close but no cigar to that guy. If his defense held up even a little bit, or honestly, if he just didn't press, I wouldn't have been able to win the game.
Dude, don't press Randy Moss in that situation.
So
All you got to do is not give up a big play.
yeah, and he
Back
gave
it up.
3.
That is indeed close,
But
but no cigar. Bums of the week. There's actually just one.
Bum of the week.
Unanimous.
Still going to post the poll.
So
It'll
you guys,
be fun.
please all go vote.
Everyone vote.
We'll put up 4 different pictures.
Absolutely. Bum of the week. Executive producer Shane Brook.
And I'm kind of thinking we dropped the executive from his title.
Just producer.
Honestly, even that kind of deserves some consideration.
Just Shane Brook.
Yeah, I just even need a last name.
Until further notice, Shane. That's it. Bum of the week, Pine Cone. Locking it in.
I thought we retired that.
We're bringing it back for this one time.
Well deserved. Again, we hope that there is another apology next week.
We're not going to tell him.
Hey, don't get your hopes up. Don't hold your breath.
We're not going to tell him to apologize. So if he apologizes this time and it's still some half-assed apology that he tried last week, that's all on him.
And then maybe he's actually gone.
Who knows?
If he even comes back.
Who knows?
You never know.
Who knows what's going through that man's mind?
Maybe we give him to our boy Evan Keaton.
Get his mind
Get
right.
him in right shape.
Yeah, low intensity. Is there an extra low, Evan?
Not to my knowledge yet, but that could probably be started.
Be arranged, yeah. Probably need like if you're on a number line, he needs to be like -52.
Give or take. Yeah, nothing too intense.
And your low is like 0.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like maybe just a walk.
that's pushing it.
Actually, Evan, do you have a stroller
That's more like it.
where you can just give him a nice walk? You can walk him
Yeah, not too intense.
around the block.
Nice leisurely stroll.
Yeah.
Be fitting.
Well, that's all we got. You know what we always say.
SnS.
To the moon.
moon.